text line's rough on me anyway. So I mean,
it's not just me. Huh?
Is there someone that the text line isn't rough on? Like to listen to the text line and be like, "Wow, everybody hates me."
Yeah, no, it's definitely well, one, you say how are you going to handle it? I'm just going to be myself, and I'm just going to be real.
That's what I expected you to do.
Yeah, and look, I mean,
I'll hold him accountable. I'll definitely hold him accountable.
Phil's representing Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Well, it's one of these things, man. It's actually like a layered conversation, believe it or not, and we'll talk through it. But I'm just going to be myself. It's like I didn't know I was going to get this job until I was 30 years old. And there are a bunch of media members that do this job in Denver that aren't from here, that grew up rooting for other teams, that get here and they abandon their teams that they rooted for their whole life.
Damn shame.
And I just can't bring myself to do that. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't root for Denver sports and don't pull for the Broncos every single time that they take the field in the most literal sense, because I do. I feel extremely conflicted. If
You're going to be there.
Well, I think so. I have my ticket, but I'm like...
One of our texters remind us that. I'm like, oh, Zach already
Zach's
bought the
got a ticket. What gear are you going to wear?
Yeah, like
you're recognizable. People would be like, oh, Buffalo got beat down or whatever.
Yeah, see, like, that's the thing, too. It's like, it's a whole can of worms, honestly. Because, like, am I going to... Like, I've never rooted against the Denver Broncos ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
So am I going to go to a Bronco game? Like, I live in Denver. I've never lived in Buffalo. I lived about 4 to 5 hours east of Buffalo.
Okay.
But my family's from there. My grandparents are there. My mom lives there. All my aunts and uncles. So like, am I going to go to the Broncos game in like Bills gear, like root against the Broncos? That doesn't feel good. But I'm also like not going to put on Bronco gear and like root against the team that I've known since I was a kid.
Yeah.
There's also the weird element of like drunk Bronco fan. Then you know what I mean?
Totally.
What goes into that?
Well, so you do what some of the fans do. You bring 2 jerseys. You put one on,
take it off when it's
and you
going
take
on,
one.
right?
So when Josh, he's rolling,
Whoever's on offense.
Exactly. When Josh is rolling, put the Josh out.
Here's the
jersey
problem.
on.
Josh ain't going to be rolling this Saturday. It's going to be a long day for Buffalo fans.
I don't know.
Oh man, it's one of these things where it's Phil. Last year I made the analogy and said, hey, it feels like my mom and my wife are in a fight.
Yeah.
And
you just leave the room.
Right.
You just leave the room.
And honestly, that's why I'm like, do I really want to be in the room for that? Especially Phil. I looked up how much the ticket now is going for that I bought before the playoffs started.
So you didn't tell anybody how much you paid for it, correct?
I did. I told you on the air because I said I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, the tickets are the tickets. It's not a big secret, and it's not any sort of flex. But I paid $600 for the ticket.
Okay.
Because I wanted the unique, once in a lifetime experience to be at a Bronco playoff game.
Boy, this is going to be a unique one.
And you are not kidding. I mean, once we really talk, because we'll really talk it through, because it's a way different conversation than it was a year ago for a bunch of reasons that we'll get into. But I'm pulling up the ticket, the same ticket. So it's section 127. Section 127
so you're
row.
in the thick of things.
Yes, I'm down low, and I'm in row section 127 row. I think like maybe 34, 32, something like that.
Because I remember the parent section may be around that area. By the way, the parents and the wife section. If you're outside and you don't have enough money for the suites, then you go to section. I don't know if it's 127, but it's around 130. I want to say around there.
So it actually is, and I don't know if this helps with the frame of reference, but it's close to. It's sort of like in the a kitty corner. It's not like on the 50, but it's behind like where the Bills will be.
Okay, so no. So we're always on. There's a family and wives will be on the other side.
That's what I thought.
Around kind of that section that you're talking about.
Yes, so that's what I figured. I wanted to mention that. So, but I pulled up that ticket that I bought a few weeks ago, and that ticket that I bought for $600 in the same row, Phil, this is crazy. It's going for $1,400.
$1,400?
It's going for $1,400.
Oh, Zach.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, also like, okay, I initially wanted to be there for just a life experience and doing this job, say I'm doing this job for the next 20 years.
Well, you've done it in every sport. You've done it for the Nuggets. You've done it for the Avs. Hell, when you first got here, you were doing it for the Colorado Rockies. So
yes, as a paying customer.
As a paying customer.
The only one that is different is the Nuggets, because I go to those games so often and have like roots covering that team. And
you know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy. You're that guy.
Well, no, I mean Nick O'Hare, the head of PR, like he's just going to give me a credential. That's my guy, and I've over the years, he once said, hey, you were talking about the Nuggets on the Fan when no one was, so you're always welcome. And I deeply appreciate that, and we'll take them up on that for playoff games and stuff like that. But for everywhere else, I don't want to sit with the media. I don't want to be in that sterile environment. I want to be with the fans. We're 104.3 The Fan.
Yes.
And so there's so much to this conversation. I have organically, over the years, become a Denver sports fan. I live here. Like, this job is more fun when the Denver teams are doing well.
When you brought some good luck, because once you got here, the Avs won a championship, the Nuggets won a championship, and now the Denver Broncos have a chance to win a championship this year. So, like, you have came at the right time.
Man, well, and that's what makes this year different, because last year it felt like a freebie. Like, last year was like, wait, the Broncos are in the playoffs? Who cares that they're in Buffalo? And I think they were like a 9 or 10-point favorite a year ago.
They were supposed to win. I mean, you're in Buffalo. The old ladies are jumping off of chairs,
yes,
flipping you off. Like, I mean, it's different over there, guys.
Yes. So it's like, now the Broncos are the number 1 seed. The game's in Denver. We've been on this journey with the Broncos since August.
Yeah.
Attending every training camp practice. And, I didn't know we were going to get into this right off the top, but I said something to you about 3 weeks ago. I said, hey, we need to have a conversation, and it has to do with me personally, but today's not the day to like make it about me. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I remember it.
And so, but we never had the conversation. And the conversation is that, like, very organically, I've turned into a Bronco fan. And it's taken a long time because the team's never been good. But I've lived through the darkness, and it wasn't all dark. We had these awesome micro stories like yourself and others. But
the success
big picture,
is here.
Yes. And so I've lived through all the years. The first time that the Broncos ever had back-to-back losing seasons was the first year that I got here. So as much as you say, hey, you got here at the right time, there would be Bronco fans that tell me, hey, dude, as soon as you moved here, the Broncos began to suck. And as soon as you left New York, the Bills got good. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. So it's one of these things where
well, it's not your fault, Z. It's definitely not your fault. I mean, if we would have had an owner, a general manager that was all in all the time, maybe things would have been a little different.
And I would tell people, I'm like, sorry guys, like, I don't wield that kind of power. Like, I'm not at the steering wheel of this thing. So I'm gonna be real. There's nothing about this that, like, and we're gonna have a great week, because here's what I can promise you. No one's going to cover this game better than we are right here on the drive.
Drama, Zach.
Because there's only one other team I watch in dedicated fashion, and that's the
Exactly.
Buffalo Bills. So I know what's under the hood there in a pretty meaningful way. So we're going to cover this thing. And and Cecil asked, hey, professionally, how are you going to do it? The only way I know how. Working hard and doing the best job I possibly can.
Like a boss. That's it.
If you think I'm going to be on the air here for 4 hours a day, telling you, waving a Bills flag, you're wrong. That's...
No, but what we're going to do is be insightful. We're going to enlighten everybody to what's going on, what they need to know. We're going to dive deep into how we can beat the Buffalo Bills, and also how the Buffalo Bills can beat the damn Denver Broncos. Like, this matchup is going to be a huge one.
Huge.
And what did Sean Payton say last year as they were getting their asses handed to him? He was looking around the stadium saying, we have to find a way to have a home game.
Yes.
And you know what? We finally have a home game, and it's against the same guys.
Crazy.
They put the foot up in the butt, and like Zach Byer likes to say, turn that thing. So what do you do about it?
Yeah, that's a great memory, too. Sean in the post-game presser after last year's Wildcard game saying, we need to find a way to host these games in Denver. And here they are as the top seed. So to be real, there's it's awkward for me. I don't like it. There's nothing about this where I'm like, oh, now I get to I don't know, like do something with this super self-serving. Like I don't like this. I don't.
Zach, I smile because I love to be an instigator, and my job is to piss you off the whole week.
Oh my gosh,
I love it.
Well, we have so much to get to, but let's just start here. What are our initial thoughts on the Buffalo Bills coming to Denver? That's coming up next.
After an action-packed wild card weekend, Bo Nix will go head-to-head with Josh Allen with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. Broncos country, the postseason has officially begun. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? Happy Monday. Man, it feels like a victory Monday. Although the Denver Broncos did not play, they won. They have a bye week. But guys, let's get down to business. It's the new year, which means it's a chance to make real positive changes in your life. Remember that first time you failed to perform in the bedroom? You probably just laughed it off, right? No big deal. But then it happened a second time, then a third time. Guys, do not let it happen a third time. All right, because ED is a issue. It's erectile dysfunction, but you can be treated. All I need you to do is go to my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic because ED is an intimacy destroyer. And research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. And these conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes a problem. And guys, do not put that pressure on your partner. Put all the pressure on you and go get it treated at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic because their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments can have you lasting an hour or even more. All I need you to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, which will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you, so there are no excuses. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
As the year winds down, Groove Toyota is helping you gear up for the road ahead. And right now, Groove Toyota has stocked over 35 used vehicles under $10,000. Great picks, great value, and perfect for Colorado drivers who want more without overspending. And with Toyotathon in full swing, it's the easiest time of the year to upgrade your lineup with a pre-owned Toyota or another solid used option before the year closes out. Finish the year strong with Groove Toyota.
On Broadway in Inglewood or online at GrooveToyota.com.
Every Christmas, you watch a classic movie. The one with Jimmy Stewart as caring banker George Bailey, and the one with the other kind of banker, Henry Potter. You watch It's a Wonderful Life because you are searching for someone who cares about you, a man like Jimmy Stewart's George Bailey. But you wonder, is the notion of a caring banker a fantasy? This is Glenn Jamarot. I'm president of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Alpine Bank believes in one guiding principle, caring. We believe that if we put our customers and communities first, then everything we all hope for has the chance to come true. The most valuable thing one person can give another is caring. When you care, everything else just follows. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Enjoy this run to the playoffs and be safe when you're going to the games or to parties. If you do get into an accident, make the right call to Flanagan Law. While the other guys blend in, I stand out. Look for the Shamrock, Flanagan Law, your advocate when you need it most.
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, ColoradoSedation.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on Monday, January 12th, and a bit of a reaction Monday to quite literally the wildest wild card ever. Phil, what up?
Woo! What's going on, Z? You know, I want to say 3 weeks ago, I told you that I was going to bring something in for us so that we could get hyped up before our segments. It was the smelling salts.
Oh, yes.
They're coming in. So they're
No
coming
way.
in. They'll be here. They'll be here. And I got like 20. I got like 20, 25 of them. They're coming in.
Smelling salts with the boys.
Let's go.
I love
Put it in a Gatorade bottle. Tape it up.
Yes.
Pass it along.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Hilarious.
So that's coming. It should be here next week. Next week, I don't know what the delay is. On top of, Zach, after you poke fun of me, my wife bought me some new headphones.
Did she?
Yeah, I'm moving up in the world.
You are. I'm going to have to take you seriously as a radio professional.
Tomorrow my headphones should come in.
Yes.
So,
oh, my God.
Big things going here.
Huge things are going down. We were giving Phil a hard time last week off the air. Like, dude, we can't take you seriously as a radio pro. You don't have your own headphones. You use the community headphones. So he's putting an end to that. I love it, man. I love it. Happy Monday.
You can't sleep in silk sheets all the time, Z.
No.
I need to have these headphones to kind of remind me I have not arrived yet.
You are on your way. You're on your way.
There we go.
Did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend, man. Got to just hang out with the family, hang out with my daughter, little man Phil, and everybody is getting healthier. And, so hopefully next week, Phillip will be healthy enough to start soccer again. And his team is they're some ballers. I mean, they were able to win 9-1 without Phil.
Wow.
And so hopefully Phil can get going and add to that 9-1 lead, maybe like 10 or 11-1, you know?
Yeah, well, we're living the same life, man.
How you doing, man? How's the fam?
Doing good. Everyone's good. We had a fun weekend as a family, for sure. Basketball, doubleheader. My son had a play date, had a couple friends over playing football.
There you go.
They got he's got the field goal in the backyard, like a literal uprights in our backyard. And so the kids are like fascinated.
Well, maybe we should bring McManus over. Maybe he can teach your son how to kick field goals.
Dude. McManus. Oh,
what are you doing,
gosh. Man, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But it was literally the wildest wild card ever. All right. This season's wild card has had 4 games decided by fewer than 5 points. That's the most ever. 4 of the 5 wild card games that we watched this weekend featured a team winning who was trailing with less than 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Phil, that's already set a record for the most such games in a single postseason ever, where 4 different teams won and took a lead with 3 minutes left, and we haven't started the divisional round yet.
Zach, it was entertaining as heck. From the Rams versus the Panthers. I'm saying the Panthers because of my son. That's how he says Panther. He says Panthers. I mean, I thought the Rams were going to blow out the Panthers at some point. And they were up 14-0, and I'm like, okay, here's when things get a little ugly because they have Matthew Stafford, who I think is going to win the MVP, but maybe I'm wrong. But all across the landscape of the playoffs, I mean, it was fun to watch. And what it reminds me of and what it's telling me and reminding everybody out there that it's playoff time.
Yeah.
That you can't look at the records. Don't look at the decal. You look at those players going a million miles an hour, knowing that they have to give everything they have. Because when they get done with that game and the clock struck 0 and they're on the other side of it and they did not win, it's over for them. They're going to Cancun. So you're seeing these players just go at it, hitting each other harder than they have ever been hit before. All right, trying to find ways and creative ways in the red zones. All right, you have field goal kickers missing them and making them. It's so dramatic, and I love it. And it's telling us you have to play a full 60 minutes of football.
Yep.
And football truly is about the game of inches.
No doubt about it, man. The intensity of these games, and like Packers, like your season's over.
Bye-bye.
But that's it. There's no game 2, and it looked like for a second that Buffalo season was going to be over. And man, oh man, oh man, oh man. The Bills knock off the Jags in Jacksonville for their first road win since the AFC Championship game in 1992. Guys, it's 2026. Bill Clinton had just been elected president for the first time, all right? The last time the Bills won a road game.
That reverse psychology worked, Zach. You didn't think they were going to beat the Bills, or you didn't think the Bills were going to be able to beat the Jags.
Jacksonville was playing way better football. They're playing the best football. That's a damn good team that got beat yesterday.
It's a good team, but guess what? What does Sean want more of? Turnovers. Turnovers change the game.
Yep.
And when you have crucial turnovers and it flips the field and now you have a short field for a quarterback like Josh Allen, like it's going to be hard to beat him. And just like someone like Patrick Mahomes, at the end of the game, when it matters the most, you do not want someone like Josh Allen with the ball in his hands. You want to be the one with the ball in your hands, making sure that you go down there and maybe set up for a game-winning field goal or a game-winning touchdown drive. But for Josh Allen, who has been there multiple times, who has been burnt multiple times, he understands that he has to give it all. No matter if he's dealing with one leg or no legs, he's going to find a way to win those games because he's comfortable in situations where you have to be uncomfortable.
Dude, that guy, let's just start here. And we'll be combing through the Bills all week, and we'll do head-to-head matchups and all that stuff. But Josh Allen is a warrior. That dude is a warrior, Phil. He came in, I was talking about it leading up to the game, like he's got a foot injury. He is not moving, and he's just getting older. He can't turn the corner on guys the way that he used to. But he is like, so he comes into the game with the foot injury. And then in the first quarter, he gets his brains rattled.
By a damn good defense.
No doubt.
Run, stopping defense, physical. They get turnovers. I mean, it's a tough defense.
Best rushing defense in the entire league, Jacksonville. And he gets his brains scrambled. He's in the blue tent. They're checking him for a concussion. He comes back out, and it looks like he broke his fingers on his teammate's helmet. Throwing a ball full speed, full velocity. And Tony Romo's going, this is going to be an issue. This is going to be an issue. That this hand is going to swell up, and the ball wasn't coming out of his hand with the same veracity that it normally does. And so he's dealing with that. And then his knee went sideways in a way that, like, if you told me, hey, he ripped his PCL, I'd been like,
oh no,
yeah, that's what that looks like.
And then he was sitting there, Z, and he was slow to get up. And I'm like, okay, this is it. This is the final straw. He had his head bashed in. He has his pinky. Maybe it's broken. He'll have to go and get some x-rays done. And even then, they're going to do the x-rays. They're not going to tell you the truth. That's something that's going to be done at the end of the season where you may get an update saying Josh Allen had a couple things fixed because he's just that tough. But that's usually how it goes in the NFL. They're not going to tell you the whole truth until you're done with the season. But you have someone like Josh that finds a way to win. You have players around him that find a way to get open for him. And now look at it. We're the Bills versus the Broncos.
In a rematch. I mean, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. But that was a thrilling come from behind victory yesterday. Bills edge out Jacksonville 27-24. Allen throws for 273 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Also ran for 33 yards, 2 more touchdowns on the ground. Just took 1 sack. He was Superman, and he's just a bad dude, man. This is a huge challenge for this Denver defense. Like you want your flowers, you want that coast to coast, like credibility and all that stuff. End Josh Allen's season, and you'll get all the flowers that this team has been looking for.
Well, you're going to have a bunch of opportunities, and all right, you're well rested. You got to watch Josh, who the Buffalo Bills are going to be banged up, and it's only going to take them, they get six days of rest, or it's just 6 days before they have to come here.
And I want to talk about that later as well.
So, yeah, I mean, everything is out there for the Denver Broncos. They have to execute in order to beat Josh Allen, though.
Well, this is the third postseason meeting between Bills and Broncos. You know about the one a year ago, 31-7 in Buffalo. And then you go back to 1991, a 10-7 Bills win in the AFC Championship game over the Broncos in Buffalo as well. So this will be the first time that these two teams locked horns in the playoffs in Denver. By the way, Sean Payton, 4-0 in his career off a postseason bye. He's won those 4 games by an average score of 31-17. So
let's go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
A huge challenge for these Broncos. Okay, the Broncos made history over the weekend without lifting a finger. That's next.
The Broncos and Bills will meet in the playoffs once again. As the top dogs in the AFC, will Denver avenge its blowout loss to Buffalo from a season ago? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Mark Schlereth here. A new year doesn't always call for something new. Sometimes it calls for something better. If your home would be more comfortable with better windows or new siding, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton can help. Right now, save 25% on Infinity replacement windows and 20% off James Hardy siding with 12 months no interest financing. Call them 303-794-0490 to schedule your free in-home visit or visit windowsforyourhome.com and say this is the year your home feels better.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, Drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Woodley's Fine Furniture, specializing in custom upholstery, solid wood, and the most comfortable leather furniture imaginable. You will not find better built furniture than at Woodley's. Visit woodleys.com today.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By.
History without lifting a finger, at least over the weekend. Okay? These Denver Broncos have an NFL high 6 Associated Press All-Pros, Phil. First or second team. 6 All-Pros.
Well, that makes sense. I wonder why the Denver Broncos went 14-3 this year. Because they have ballers on their team, and this is great to finally see it come to fruition in a sense of, hey, we do have ballers here. That these players are making plays, and they do deserve to be all pros, and look at them now.
Yeah, and I think that if you, and we were talking about this last week a little bit, like how the Denver Broncos are a bit of a anonymous team nationally. Yeah. That it's not quite fair to call them a no-name a team because people know the names, but I just wonder, if you showed a picture of, Aiden Hutchinson, most people around the country, they know exactly who that is. Yeah. But if you showed a picture of Zach Allen to every other fan base, would they be able to identify who that is? And if so, at what percent of these NFL fans? So,
you would look at him and be like, oh, he must play a sport, right? He's huge.
I'm just saying just a picture of his face.
Yeah, so a face, I don't think a lot of people are going to say, oh, yep, that's Zach Allen.
Yeah, no, not yet anyway. Not yet. But how about this? 14 different Denver Broncos received at least one vote for All-Pro. Here are your first-team All-Pros. Right guard Quinn Miners, left tackle Garrett Bowles.
All right, the GB zone. Finally, it pays off for him. 0 to hero. And look at him now, All-Pro. I know he was probably smiling for the whole weekend, just smiling ear to ear, and he deserves it.
Yeah, and you want to know what? With Bowles specifically, it validates his All-Pro status in 2020, where the NFL, for all intents and purposes, decriminalized holding. Holding calls were down 50%. So every other holding call from 2019 wasn't called in 2020, and that was Bowles' affliction at the time. He could not. He was a league leader, and so it's really cool to see his development ascend to first team All-Pro. Again, now down the line, it leads to more Ring of Fame conversations.
Yeah.
If the Broncos continue to win, Bowles is, and that would have been laughable just a few years ago. Devin Key, special teamer, first team All-Pro. Zach Allen, first team All-Pro. Pat Surtain, second team All-Pro. Talanoa Hufanga.
Don't fall into that trap.
Second team All-Pro.
Hufanga would have been a first team All-Pro if he would have had some interceptions. Just
Agreed.
like he would have been a Pro Bowler if he would have had the interceptions. And so he understands that. And he's been it before. Like has had success. So he understands what he needs to do. But there's names, Z. There's a name that you did not address.
Yep.
Or talk about, or it did not come through. And he has had a lot of success for the past 2 years. And the name is Nick Bonito. What's going on with that?
Yeah, he was left off the All-Pro team. First team in terms of edge rushers, Myles Garrett, Will Anderson, and Micah Parsons. Second team All-Pro, Brian Burns, Danielle Hunter, Aiden Hutchinson.
Those are some good names.
Those are some really good names.
When you look back, you take a step back, take off the orange glasses, and you're watching every single game, Z, like we are. Like you start to see, all right, you understand why some of these players were voted. And everybody that was voted, I want to say, had more sacks than Nick Bonito. And that's something that it matters. It matters about the sacks. It matters about the pressures because I know somebody's out there saying, well, at least Nick Bonito should have got the nod for a second-team All-Pro. And I agreed at the beginning, Z. But then I start to think, okay, Aiden Hutchinson was the guy that they added instead of Nick Bonito.
Yep.
So I went back and said, okay, who was better? Now, team-wise, the Denver Broncos. So I thought, okay, if the Denver Broncos are 14-3, you have the Lions who did not make the playoffs this year. You have to go with Nick Bonito, but also you have to watch those games. Aiden Hutchinson had 14.5 sacks where Nick Bonito had 14. QB hits for Nick Bonito was 28. Hutchinson had 35. Forced fumbles, right? We talk about we need more forced fumbles. We need more turnovers. Well, this year the Denver Broncos didn't get that. And for Nick Bonito, he only had 2 forced fumbles where Hutchinson had 4. And then the right here's the icing on the cake for Hutchinson is he had 1 interception.
Yeah.
Nick Bonito had 0.
Yeah, a really good breakdown right there, Mr. Phillip Lindsay. Yeah, it's like one of these things. Like, okay, well, who do you take off? Who do you take off? And could you take off Parsons? Who missed time, right? I think there's an argument to be made there. But also, I think the other element at play for Bonito specifically is when his sacks came. Had he had 8 sacks in the last 6 games, and that's how you finish the season, and that's the sort of human element recency bias, he might get the edge over Parsons or Hutchinson or someone else. But you didn't. You had 8 sacks in the first 6 games of the season, and really the sacks started to dry up down the stretch of the season, second half of the season. So there's certainly a case to be made that Bonito got snubbed.
I'm not going.
I'm just not going to die on that hill.
I'm not going to even try to climb that hill because Bonito had opportunities after opportunities. He's been out there all year, and his name wasn't called in some of these games. For example, the Giants game. I thought Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper were going to go off, and it wasn't the case. And there was a stretch, and you brought it up, Zach. I want to say Friday, there was a stretch where Nick Bonito went cold. You can't do that if you want to be an All-Pro. You can't do that if you want to be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. You have to be consistent.
Yep.
Now, I'm not sitting here saying you got to have 3 sacks, but you have to have the QB pressures, and you have to have a couple sacks or a couple big-time plays, which Nick Bonito had last year. A couple forced fumbles where you pick it up and you take it to the house, an interception where you end up taking it to the house. That could be the deciding factor of you being an All-Pro and being what everybody is calling it, a snub. A snub. Instead, Aiden Hutchinson goes in for a second-team All-Pro where Nick Bonito's on the outside looking in.
Yeah. Quinn Miners, couple fun facts for you here. Quinn Miners is the first offensive lineman in franchise history to make first-team All-Pro in consecutive seasons. There's no precedent. I mean, it's never been done here the way that Quinn Miners has done it last year and this year. How about this one for a fun fact? Miners and Bowles, the first Denver offensive line pair to be named first-team All-Pro in the same season. Denver Broncos, for as rich as the history is around here, had never had 2 first-team All-Pros on the offensive line in the same year until this season. And then the 6 selections, and this is why this is historic, the 6 All-Pro selections are tied for the second most by the club in a single season, behind only the 1977 team that had 7 All-Pros. So Denver, and again, just another really fun fact, Denver has now had a player make the AP All-Pro team in 23 consecutive years. That is really, really impressive.
Life is good if you're a Broncos fan. All right, it's not just about this year. It's for years to come. All these players that we just talked about, they're going to be here for multiple years. All right, also, Garrett Bowles, Big Q, it's all about the inside out and securing the inside out, and that's something that Sean Payton and George Payton have done a phenomenal job of, is feeding the trenches, and that's how you win.
Well, here they are, 6 All-Pros, second most ever to the only behind the 1977 Broncos. Crazy. Okay, NFL history says the Broncos defense needs to unlock one essential thing if they want to knock off the Bills and make a run to the Super Bowl. We'll talk about what it is coming up next.
After an action-packed wild card weekend, Bo Nix will go head-to-head with Josh Allen with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. Broncos country, the postseason has officially begun. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And it's a brand new year. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question soon. So if you are the lucky one that decides, hey, it's time to pop that question to my special somebody, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money right now by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or finally doing something big for yourself, this is where it begins at Williams Jewelers. So this new year, close your eyes and imagine this. The finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
Women go through many changes in their lives. And we believe each milestone matters. That every new candle represents another step in your story. Our healthcare experts support women at every stage of life. Because each chapter deserves to be celebrated. Women's health. Nurture what's next. Find care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. ColoradoRLE.com.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Colorado roads are icy. Accidents happen. When they do, you're in luck with Flanagan Law. I'm Samantha, the personal injury lawyer who stands out from the rest of the guys. Look for the Shamrock. Flanagan Law, your advocate when it matters most.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful day on Sunday for Bills Broncos. It's going to be nearly 50 degrees, high 40s, sunny.
We keep getting lucky. Like,
Crazy.
This is our year. Truly, guys. Like, this is the Denver Broncos year. It's great weather, 14-3, finding ways to come back in games. We had 9 consecutive comeback victories this year, 11 one-score games that we have won, 8-1 at home. Come on, Zach.
I actually think from a weather standpoint, and we'll get to what we're going to get to here in a second, I actually think that this kind of weather benefits the Broncos, because if it was cold, and we talked about this a little bit a week or two ago, if it was freezing cold, it would be the Broncos' first game playing in the freezing cold. It's been cold in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. But also Josh. Like, Josh has been the cold weather for a very long time, not just with Buffalo, but over there in Wyoming as well.
Totally.
That's why when I was like, why did we not draft him? Because he has played in the cold. He knows how to win games in cold weather. Yes, I know he's not accurate, but there's something to playing in the cold because it's just a different beast.
You said he's not accurate?
Well, this is coming out of the draft.
Yes.
See, calm down. All right, your boo's okay. I'm talking about coming out of the draft with Wyoming.
No, he was not, and that's what
claimed him as like not accurate.
Dude, no, and he wasn't. He was completing in the mid-50s in the Mountain West, and he completes 70% in the NFL. Like, make that make sense. He's like
development.
Phil. Truly. This, I don't think this is like a overly biased take at all, okay? Josh Allen is arguably the greatest developmental story at the quarterback position ever.
Ooh,
ever? This is someone, and let me just explain.
No, please.
This is someone who was begging just to be seen and then wasn't seen and had to play JUCO and was still like failing to catch traction almost anywhere. He had a single scholarship offer, and it was from Wyoming. And then that quarterback can't complete passes at a high level in college. His completion percentage is in the 50s.
Yeah.
And he one day becomes the NFL's MVP. It just really, when you take a step back and look at it, there's not a lot of stories like that. Like, even Aaron Rodgers played 1 year at JUCO, I believe, right? He ended up in the Pac-12 at Cal. Like, Josh was playing JUCO and ended up at Wyoming.
And Wyoming's the Mountain West.
Mountain West.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm not going to give you pushback at all because you are right. Now, Josh Allen, when you look at him, And I got a chance to talk to him and get to know him a little bit on a more personal level just from being in the league and going to a couple of events together. But my man's 6'4", 6'5", over 200 pounds, athletic as heck. And then he got with the right coach that can help develop him. And he took his time. But also it's on the player to want to get better. It's on the player to go out there and make it happen for themselves. And that's exactly what Josh Allen has done. So kudos to him and what he has done. And he's one of the best quarterbacks right now playing in the league.
Yeah, and I think he's the best quarterback left in these playoffs. I said going into the last break, Phil, and just real quick, let me put a number to it, and then we'll move on. Josh Allen, his final year at Wyoming, 2017, completed 56% of his passes.
And that's what scared John away.
Yeah.
John and company.
Yeah. He was a big, athletic, strong-armed quarterback that wasn't very accurate with the ball from a smaller school. That's the exact profile of Paxton Lynch, who he had took 2 years prior. So, and John has come out and said, hey, that was my biggest mistake. You know, he said that a couple times.
Yeah,
said it here recently, actually.
He said the biggest mistake was not listening to himself, listening to his staff, because he said he wasn't going to make any type of decision if his staff was not on board. So he threw his staff under the bridge this time.
Yeah. Which,
do you
I don't like
believe
that,
it?
honestly.
I don't know. So he said that he wished he would have overrided them and made the decision to go for Josh Allen. So I guess for whatever that's worth, Josh should be happy that John came out and said he made a mistake.
Well, he wanted to be here. Josh Allen wanted to be here. And you know how I know that? Because he told me that to my face in Mobile, Alabama in 2018 years old. Or 2018 years old. In 2018 in Mobile, I remember asking him, like, what would it mean to play for, the Denver Broncos? He said everything. The history, and he went on about it. And he's got a little edge against the Broncos. He does.
Oh, I know.
He's got a little.
I was part of it.
Yes.
I was part of when I felt his wrath.
Yes. So NFL history says the Broncos defense needs to unlock one essential thing if they want to knock off the Bills and make a run to the Super Bowl. All right. So we know this defense in Denver is terrific. Franchise record 68 sacks. We know this defense is terrific in the red zone. Number one red zone defense in the NFL. But the Broncos were just -3 in turnover margin. That's tied for 19th in the NFL. They recovered 4 fumbles all season long, 10 interceptions.
Make that make sense.
It's nuts. It does not compute. And we know Sean Payton, sharing his research with the media that he shared with the team, since the year 2000, only one team, it was the Rams in 21, has gone on to win the Super Bowl with a negative turnover margin in the playoffs. But here's what I find fascinating. Since that 2000 season, teams with the best postseason turnover margin went on to win the Super Bowl 13 times since the year 2000. Teams with the second best turnover margin won the Super Bowl 5 times. Teams with the third best turnover margin are NFL champions 3 times. That means, in summary, 84% of the past 25 Super Bowl winners ranked in the top 3 in playoff turnover margin. So it has to happen.
Simple math.
Yeah, 84% your top 3 in turnover margin. So it's got to be the 2015 setup, where in the regular season, the Broncos did not have a good turnover margin. Yeah. They were -4, but in the postseason, they were +4. It's got to look something similar to that.
And Zach, you know what? It's going to look something like that, and here's why. Now it's not about the cage defense anymore. It's not about sitting here kind of playing conservative. This is it. We know that the backbone of this team is the defense, and they're going to have to come to play. We know that Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito are going to have to get after that quarterback. Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, who hopefully he's healthy enough, they're going to have to get the push down the middle of that field, force the quarterback, force Josh to try to get out of that pocket and chase him. All right, chase him, try to get him to make that bad decision. But also, it's all about playing smart football on the back end. Now, for Riley Moss and Pat Surtain, it's not just about the PBUs, the pass breakups. If you have a chance to catch the ball, you got to catch it. Hufanga, all right, be more aware. We need interceptions, because if we can get a couple interceptions, flip that field and march down there and score in the red zone, something that we need to do a better job of, we will win this game.
Yep. All right. Really good conversation. If you want to react to any of that, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. It was one of the wildest wildcard weekends of all time. We'll take a look back and also take a peek ahead at Broncos and Bills, the sequel, coming up next.
The Broncos and Bills will meet in the playoffs once again. As the top dogs in the AFC, will Denver avenge its blowout loss to Buffalo from a season ago? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Well, we know what January is. It's full of, hey, I'll start tomorrow quotes. But guess what? SodaWeightLoss.com is full of people who finally said, no, really, today is the day I start in that weight loss journey. The lifestyle that you learn from SodaWeightLoss.com. How to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. Soda delivers fast, easy, convenient weight loss that fits real life. No hunger, no guesswork, and support from a real coach who actually texts you back. That's why they have nearly 9,000 positive Google reviews and thousands of jaw-dropping before and after photos like mine when I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaWeightLoss.com, and it's never coming back. And right now, it's the perfect gift for two of you. Look and feel 10 years younger for the price of one. Two people, one program, one life-changing start to 2026. Soda is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results, and the proof is at SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state-of-the-art.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry is Colorado's largest watch repair center. We service all major brands, factory authorized for TAG Heuer, Cartier, Omega, Breitling, Panerai, IWC, and many more. Matthews, we have time for you.
Online at MatthewsFineWatches.com. Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Brandon Stokely here for Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you here on a Monday, January 12th. Appreciate you guys spending a small part of your day with us here on The Drive. Covered a lot of ground there in that first hour and plenty left to get to. Man, that was one of the craziest weekends of football ever.
And you're not just talking about the NFL, right? You're talking about
what happened Friday night to the Oregon Ducks. They defeathered the Ducks. Oh,
Dante.
Oh, we'll get to it. Dante had a lot to say on Friday. We'll get to it. Man, I showed up to my basketball game, my 7-year-old basketball game, and we had one of the dads, Nate. He's been a assistant coach at Eagle Crest for years.
Okay.
He's not coaching this year, but baseball. And he said, we were driving down to the Nuggets game. He said, we had the whole family in the car. He said, we had not heard that version of Coach Zach. I just said, that was fiery.
That's a spicy one, huh?
We were getting into it. That was fun, man. Yeah, we'll get to that a little bit at 3:30.
Maybe an apology from Dante's coming your way.
Maybe so. I mean, I think I'm justly owed one. I just don't know if I'll get one. So we'll find out here at the bottom of the hour. It was truly and legitimately one of the wildest wildcard weekends of all time. The games this weekend, 4 games decided by fewer than 5 points. That is the most ever. 4 of the 5 games this weekend have featured a team win who was trailing with less than 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That already sets a record for the most games like that in a single postseason of all time. There's another wild card game tonight. So it's just been historic in every way. How about this one? There have been 12 fourth quarter lead changes in this weekend's wildcard games, already the most fourth quarter lead changes in a single postseason ever. And it all happened in the wildcard round.
Playoffs, baby. Playoffs are here. And this is where, like I said earlier, Z, you take the records, you throw them out there. You take off the decal, and you just go at it. And what team can weather the storm, outlast the other team? What team does not make the same mistakes twice or does not turn the ball over or maybe turns the ball over? And now that's the reason why, Trevor Lawrence, why you're going home instead of winning that game. Like, everything matters. Attention to detail, from what the coaches are doing to what the players are doing. And it's fun to watch these games, man. I'm glad I'm on my couch watching instead of out there getting my ass handed to me.
Yeah, it was so physical. It was so physical. Do you ever watch games like we saw this weekend and be like, how did I played that sport?
You know, I really don't think about it like that. Now when I watch the games and I see somebody get hit, I'm like, oh, my reaction is, I'm glad I'm not out there. And maybe because you're so accustomed to it and you're used to it that you get hit and you get back up and you're callous to it. But when you're done playing and you're watching it just like a regular fan, it amazes me how hard those players, especially those defensive players, are hitting those other offensive players. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. The Bills are coming to Denver. They win their first road playoff game in 3+ decades. They had dropped 8 consecutive postseason games on the road, going back to ever since they won the 92 AFC Championship game in Miami. It had been the NFL's second longest active road streak. How about the Josh Allen, the pass to Brandon Cooks for 36 yards at the 2-minute mark, setting up the game-winning tush push, I guess. Allen was brilliant, man. Allen was brilliant. He's a dog. He's a warrior. I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL right now, excluding nobody, even Patrick Mahomes.
You're kicking him while he's down, man.
That's just me. I think it's been that way for a couple years now. He doesn't have the success and accomplishments. But
he has to get. Well, you know what, Zach? This is his time.
Right.
What do you do with it?
Right.
And I don't want to hear from you, Mr. Bide, throughout this week. Well, he's banged up. Right? No, you're there. He found a way to win that game.
It was unbelievable.
It was.
You talk about
tough.
Putting the cape on and like just being Superman for your team. Like that was the difference in the game. One team had Josh Allen and one team didn't. I think Jacksonville's a better team than Buffalo. They have a better offense, better defense, and better special teams. But Josh Allen plays for the Bills, and ultimately that was the deciding factor. Liam Cohen actually said that after the game. He goes, he carried them. He said Josh carried them. That's what Liam Cohen said.
No, I mean, look, there's not going to be any pushback from me today with Josh Allen. I mean, when you're banged up and you're hurt, and you got 2 minutes left in the game, and you're able to drive down the field, and everybody knows you're passing the ball, and everybody knows you're banged up, and yet you still find a way to score a touchdown.
Yep.
Do a tush push. Who, by the way, the Buffalo Bills wanted to ban. But they were able to get a 10-yard tush push?
Dude, have you ever seen the 10-yard tush push? That was nuts. That was a locomotive. That was crazy.
Now tell me, do you think it was because those players thought that they were going to call it dead once he got the first down, and they were going to hold him up? And it was like, okay, he got the first down. Let's call it dead.
Don't know or care. I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, that was crazy. And initially they had him scoring.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of things that the referees were doing for the Bills that looked like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wait, hold on a second. You can't be serious.
Zach, come on. Placing the ball and then having to go back multiple times and recorrect it.
What do you mean?
What are you talking about? The tush push scoring a touchdown? We know that wasn't a touchdown.
Dude, that was better for Jacksonville if it was a touchdown. That worked.
They were gonna they let him score no matter what.
I know. I know. No. Well, here's the thing. Like, this just goes to show you what's lacking with Sean McDermott. And we're going to talk about this later in the week, head-to-head Sean Payton, Sean McDermott. Who's the better Sean, this weekend? Dude, okay, so not to get too deep in the weeds here, but when Buffalo does that 10-yard tush push, it's more beneficial for Jacksonville for it to be called a touchdown. That didn't help Buffalo. But here's the thing. The Bills had 3 timeouts. You're on the 1-inch yard line. They want you to score. They let them score. Sean McDermott, and I know it seems like illogical, but you shouldn't have scored there with 1 minute left and gave them a shot to tie the game. Like, you put the nose right there on the inch line, and you use up that clock. And now the result, no problem, Buffalo won. But, like, the process, like a smarter coach in that moment, and we have seen Sean McDermott sometimes in these critical moments just
freeze up.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, dude, no, they want you to score. You have a minute and change left. Don't score right now. And again, I know that seems illogical, but
no, it makes sense.
Like
at some point, but these are the playoffs for you. You have to be smart because it could get you beat. Because what does happen if Trevor Lawrence goes down the field and they do score? Now for McDermott, it's like, dude, that was on you.
Yep.
It was simple. Just don't score just yet. You know that you have Josh Allen who's accustomed to scoring in the red zone at the 1 yard line, so you know he's going to get in. Don't score right now.
Yeah, so the result, good. Process, questionable, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Jacksonville completely bottled up James Cook. He ran for 46 total yards. They could not get anything going on the ground. I know that's a dynamic we're going to talk about in great detail later this week. But Josh Allen now has 8 career playoff wins as a starting quarterback. That is the most quarterback wins without a Super Bowl appearance in NFL history. Same for Sean McDermott. Now his 8 career playoff wins as a head coach. That's the most by a head coach without a Super Bowl appearance in NFL history. So if Buffalo's going to come in here, Denver beats Buffalo, you are going to, like, the loudest noise against Josh and the Bills about them being fraudulent, it's going to reach a fever pitch if they can't find a way to come in. Because here's because this is how it's going to be talked about. Like a game of one-on-one basketball, right?
For sure.
Josh Allen couldn't beat Bo Nix. Like, that's going to be the conversation if Buffalo, and it will be.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the conversation, depending on how they lose. if Josh Allen doesn't have a good game, throw some interceptions, then of course they're going to come up and say Josh Allen can't win the big ones. But if Josh Allen moves and goes down the field to win, and then Bo Nix turns around and does something like Patrick Mahomes and wins, you can't put that on Josh.
No. But I think the big picture narrative.
The big picture narrative needs to move towards McDermott. If McDermott can't get past the Denver Broncos, which he's probably not going to, then my guessing is he is not going to have a job next year, because you have someone like Josh Allen that continues to get here and yet no Super Bowls.
So I disagree. I just think there's a different standard for a place like in Denver to a place like Buffalo. They are A-OK. They are A-OK going to their new stadium, keeping everything the same. We'll see how it ultimately ages here after this weekend. But there were 4 fourth-quarter lead changes in that game yesterday between Buffalo and Jacksonville. That's tied for the that's tied for the most fourth-quarter lead changes in the history of any NFL playoff game. Is this the best quarterback that the Broncos have seen this year, in your opinion?
In my opinion, yes. You got done saying that right now you have Josh Allen, who's the best quarterback in the league. So, and I you know what?
And that's just my opinion. I'm asking you your opinion.
I have to agree with you on that. When it comes to Josh Allen making plays with his legs, with his arms, all right, taking a team that wasn't as good as some of these other Buffalo Bills teams, and now has a chance on the road. One on the road, by the way, which is hard to do. Now he's coming here and has a chance to try to beat the Denver Broncos, and he doesn't have an elite receiver. You know, the run game did get bottled up. Yes, for the Denver Broncos, this is going to be a tough task. Can you stop Josh Allen? Can you stop James Cook in the run game? Now, It's different because Jacksonville had a hell of a defensive line to stop the run.
Number one run defense.
There you go, number one. Now, for the Denver Broncos, it's all about wrapping up. It's all about tackling, getting pressure on Josh Allen, knowing that he's banged up a little bit, disguising the schemes, and taking advantage of turnovers when they are there. Do not give Josh Allen a way out. If Josh Allen has an opportunity to sit there and drive down the field and you just give it to him, he is going to take advantage of it.
Well, after yesterday, Josh Allen broke a tie with Brett Favre and actually Joe Flacco, believe it or not, for the second most playoff passing touchdowns prior to turning 30 in NFL history. Only Mahomes has more before turning 30, and he is one rushing touchdown away from the most in postseason history by a quarterback after getting into the end zone twice yesterday. So it's going to be a tall task. Buffalo is and I've been talking about it since September when they were 4-0. I said, man, I don't think they're as good as everyone is saying. Their schedule was pretty favorable, okay, I say. But I think in some ways, so was the Broncos. In some ways, in the quarterbacks that they ended up playing. Here's one of the biggest, I think, just themes of the weekend, or this game this coming weekend, is that the Bills have a major deficiency on defense, and it's their run defense. Their pass defense is pretty good. Stopping the run, it's an issue. But the problem is, or potential problem is, the Broncos haven't been able to catch meaningful traction in the run game. And that, I think, is among, if not at the top of the most meaningful dynamics heading into this game.
It's very meaningful, Zach, but I'm going to tell you this. Something was unlocked last Sunday against the Chargers, and I know it was against the backups and all that good stuff, but Bo Nix finally used his feet, and he ran for 40-plus yards.
Yeah, 49 season high.
49 yards, and he looked really good. He's fast. He's quick. You ask Ryan Clark. He's the reason why Micah Parsons blew his knee out. He has the moves. He's young. Use those legs. Help your running game out. Help the running backs out. All right, don't sit there in the pocket when there's an open lane and not take advantage of it. If it's there, it's the playoffs. It's not about the stats. It's not about that pretty ball. It's about moving the chains. So as long as Bo Nix understands that, and when there's a lane open, he takes it and runs, picks up the first down, 10, 15 yards, that is going to help the run game out, and it's going to force the Buffalo Bills to add a guy in the box. It's going to force the Buffalo Bills to respect the run more, and now we can have those shots downfield and have opportunities for more explosive plays.
Well, an update coming out of Western New York, Ed Oliver back in practice today for the first time in a long time. This is, if you're not aware who Ed Oliver is, and I know a lot of football fans are, he was, he was the 9th overall pick in the 2019 draft coming out of Houston. He's 28 years old, and when he is playing his best football, Buffalo's playing their best defense. He is a just big hog molly up front, kind of like their version of Zach Allen almost. And he had been down for a while, and he came back into the fold today. So we'll see what that means, and we'll see. I don't know if he's on a snap count or what, but it's a pretty big development for that defense.
It is. He's a space eater. He's going to eat up space. He's going to try to help stop the run. He does have a high motor. I remember playing him multiple times. Big dude, strong. At times, you may have to double team him if he's feeling good. If he's feeling healthy, you may have to double team him because one-on-ones, usually he wins those matchups. So that's something that we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on.
All right. Man, I cannot wait to continue to really peel back the layers of this matchup here throughout the week. Did you think that the Rams were going to lose?
No. I never.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man, I thought it was going to happen.
So for me, it was something about Matthew Stafford that I fell in love with, just his game, the confidence. And I felt like, okay, here at the end, which, by the way, what happened? He marched down there at the end. He threw a pretty ball in the corner of the end zone that nobody else could probably make right now, and they win that game. So I just think that this is where experience matters. And when you're in these tight games, do you tighten up? Or do you just play loose? And Matthew Stafford's a guy that's going to play loose and be himself because he's been in so many different moments. He's won a Super Bowl. So I thought that the Rams were going to win. Now, I was shocked that it was that close.
34-31. Rams took the lead with 37 seconds left in the game. Who had Cody Parkinson on their bingo card to be the one to put 10 toes down in the end zone for that win? Crazy. There were 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter of Rams-Panthers, tied for the most lead changes in a fourth quarter of a playoff game in NFL history. But I don't know if that holds a candle to the comeback win from the Chicago Bears.
Come on.
Are you kidding me?
No, I didn't think now with the Rams, I thought the Rams were going to be able to pull that out. I didn't think Caleb Williams and the Bears were going to come back and beat
me either.
Green Bay Packers.
21-3 at halftime. The Bears only scored 3 points in the third. They scored 25 points in the fourth quarter alone, just the second time that a team has scored 25 points in the fourth quarter of a playoff game when they're down 15 or more in NFL history. Does anyone want to venture a guess? Little trivia here. What is the other postseason game in NFL history where a team was down 15 points or more and scored 25 or more in the fourth quarter?
Was that not the Houston Oilers-Buffalo Bills game for, 92?
That is a great guess. That, Drew, is the greatest comeback win in NFL history and NFL postseason history, but that is not the correct answer to this question.
I don't know, man.
I think I know now.
What do you got?
Super Bowl?
Yep.
Patriots-Falcons?
Yep.
28-3?
28-3.
Yeah.
That's like the only comp that we have in NFL history for not necessarily a comeback that big, because Drew's right. Bills over Oilers in the 90s is the biggest, but that late, like that big, that late, that 28-3 is the only other comp that we have.
And I told you, because Matt Ryan was my teammate with the Colts. There was one day where it was just us in the locker room, and I asked him. I said, "Man, I don't mean to ask you this question, but I just have to ask you. Like, does that game still haunt you with the Super Bowl?" And he says, "Every day. Every day. It could have changed my life in the way some people look at me if I would have won that Super Bowl." He said, "It hurts me till this day. I wake up and I get angry with myself and just how things panned out there at the end there with the Super Bowl." I'm like, yeah, man, I can't even imagine.
That is a burden, man.
And you have Nick. You have Nick Foles, who's smiling, saying, "Well, I'm the only one to beat up on the old Tom Brady, and nobody thought I was going to do it."
And they're on the same team at the time.
On the same team. It was Nick Foles, and it was Matt Ryan on the same team together. Nick Foles was the backup to Matt Ryan.
Crazy. Yeah, Bears won their first playoff game since 2010. Largest comeback in the history of that franchise. This was the Bears' 7th win in 2025. This is insane. Their 7th win in 2025, or the 2025 season, their 7th win this season, when trailing in the final 2 minutes of regulation. All right? So think of the Tebow year and how chaotic that year was. That was their 2 more wins more than the Tebow year. So just crazy. And Caleb Williams, that pass on 4th and 8, That pass on 4th and 8 when he is throwing across his body down that left sideline will live in Chicago Bears lore for the rest of time.
And Zach, but make it make sense because Jordan Love on the other side, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, and you lose that game? How do you do that?
Crazy.
Where you have Caleb Williams who had 2 interceptions, and yet they find a way to win. Thank you, McManus.
Oh, my gosh.
That's where it had to come from.
McManus missed a 55-yard field goal to conclude the first half. He missed a PAT that would have put Green Bay up 12 with 6.5 minutes left. And he missed a 44-yard field goal that would have put the Packers up 6 with 2.5 minutes left. So, I mean, it was maybe the worst night of his life.
I'm telling you, Zach, I can't imagine what those players are doing as they're getting on that plane, in that plane ride home. You're just looking at them like, man, I really want to beat you up right now. Truly, because we had a chance to beat the Bears, move on, and you're the reason. You are the reason because you missed these field goals that we're going home, and it's the truth.
Yeah. Well, that was crazy. How about this? Caleb Williams joins Hall of Famer Kurt Warner as the only players in NFL history to have at least 350 passing yards and win their playoff debut. Welcome to the postseason, Caleb Williams, who was talked up to be a prodigy and this can't-miss talent, and we're starting to see that forecast for him come into focus.
Zach, Drake May, Caleb Williams got their playoff wins. Justin Herbert still looking for it.
How about that?
That's crazy.
Dude, Harbaugh and Herbert have combined for 1 touchdown in 2 postseason games across 22 offensive drives. 1 touchdown. Holy mother of God.
Oh, we should have brought. That's why we wanted the Chargers, Zach. That's why I had Chargers number 2. Bring him here.
Man, he was running for his life.
He was.
They were actually like putting him through a pulverizing meat grinder last night. In the second half of that game, in that fourth quarter, they were teeing off on Justin Herbert.
Your two starting tackles. That means the world when you're in these playoffs. 2 elite tackles at that. And they're not there. Going up against New England Patriots team that loves to disguise their blitzes, disguise their coverages, and just going after Justin Herbert. My man was probably down 10 pounds after that game running for his life.
Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Like, if you told me, yeah, he was pissing blood, the next morning, I'd be like, yeah, that's about right. I mean, they were just absolutely crushing that dude. First Patriots win in the postseason since Tom Brady. That was it last night. Chargers have now lost 4 playoff games in a row, tying the most in their franchise's history. Fewest points, 3 points last night. Fewest points in any playoff game since your boy Lamar Jackson and the Ravens also had 3 points in the divisional round against Buffalo.
That's an ugly one.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. How about this? And I find this fascinating. Herbert's career playoff passer rating is over 30 points lower than his career regular season passer rating. 30 points? That is...
My man shrivels up.
That is insane. That is insane. Okay, so that was Patriots and Chargers. How about 49ers and the Eagles?
49ers find ways to win, Zach. I don't know. You can't beat them. You can't beat them.
They're zombies.
They really are. Christian McCaffrey finds ways to get in the end zone, whether it's running on the ground or catching out of the backfield. All right, Kyle Shanahan, very creative with his play calls. I would love for Sean Payton to kind of gear up and start to dial up some of the plays in the red zone like Kyle Shanahan has done for his team. Just have open touchdowns where you don't know who is open, you don't know who to cover, and you look up and they're scoring. Like, that has to happen for the Denver Broncos in the red zone, and that's exactly what the 49ers were able to do. They found ways to score touchdowns in the red zone.
How about that pass from Juwan Jennings to Christian McCaffrey? Like that, you talking about dialing up plays? Yes. Like, that is scheming it up. And not that you're necessarily looking for trick plays from Sean Payton on Sunday against Buffalo, but man, oh man, that was elite.
Have something. I mean, the scores are going to be close. What is going to separate you? Find that trick play if you have to score a touchdown or get closer to a field goal. I don't give a damn. Just find a way to win.
Yeah, 49ers become the first team in the NFL's history with 40 playoff wins, the most ever. NFC West, this is nuts. They'll account for 3 of the 4 teams that advanced to the divisional round. 3/4 of the division is playing this coming weekend. That is insane. Purdy led his 4th career game-winning drive in the 4th quarter or overtime in the NFL playoffs, breaking a tie with Joe Montana for the most in 49ers playoff history. Think about that. And people still are like lukewarm on Brock Purdy. It's like, much like the Bo Nix stuff, like, when are you going to let go of your initial forecast or initial thought process?
But Purdy did throw 2 interceptions, man. When you're watching that game, it wasn't a pretty sight.
Well,
Purdy, what are you doing?
Well, what do you say about Bo Nix when he's turned it over, but then in the 4th quarter he does what he's supposed to do?
I say, Bo, what are you doing? What are you doing? But Purdy, like I said, you have to put respect on Purdy's name.
You have to.
Because he's finding ways to win football games. He finds ways to keep his team on the football field. He's athletic as heck. And look at him. They're on to the next round.
He's a winner, man.
He is a winner.
He's a winner. Christian McCaffrey now has 11 career playoff touchdowns from scrimmage, either catching or running. Only Jerry Rice now has more career playoff touchdowns than Christian McCaffrey in the history of that organization. Philly was 5-0 at home in the playoffs under Nick Sirianni. That was their first, blood drawn in Philly. The Eagles were +2 in turnover margin and ran for 65 more yards than the Niners and lost.
Saquon had over 100 yards rushing. What's going on with the coach and A.J. Brown, though, Zach?
Dude, they can say into a microphone all they want, like it's all good. Sirianni downplayed it after the game. Dude, A.J. Brown is a diva. He's a diva. Sorry, I don't know what I'm like. Is he a crazy talent? Yes. Like,
would you want him here with the Denver Broncos next year?
No.
No.
That is a drop of ink into a clear cup of water. The Broncos are a clear cup of water right now. I would not invite a fox into the hen house. It's too good.
But you got Sean. Sean isn't a clear cup of water. He's done his time. Maybe he just needs a new change of scenery. Maybe he needs a coach like Sean that's not going to take his crap, but also develop him and love him up. And maybe Bo Nix, who doesn't take a lot of crap either. Maybe that's something that they can do.
You'd want A.J. Brown here?
I would love A.J. Brown here.
Man, I
would love, I heard somebody say, he's a chump and all this. I mean, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on in that locker room anyway with the Eagles. It seems like it's been bad from the start.
I agree.
A change of scenery with an elite receiver that can help us out, that's what I'm looking for. And if you can help him and he helps us by just being with Bo Nix, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Let's put a pin in that one. We can circle back to that maybe in the offseason. But it is the offseason right now for the Eagles. Make no mistake.
Cancun.
All right. Are the Broncos getting a defensive reinforcement just in time for the postseason? Talk about it next.
After an action-packed Wildcard weekend, Bo Nix will go head-to-head with Josh Allen with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. Broncos country, the postseason has officially begun. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Get a double dose of Division I basketball action on Saturday, January 24th at the University of Denver. Tip off the day at 11 a.m. as the DU women host ORU, followed by the men at 2 p.m. versus North Dakota. It will be a Saturday of nonstop action in Hamilton Gym. Join us for Denver basketball. Get your tickets today online at denverpioneers.com.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt. Eliminate the stress and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December, guys. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That's a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. Guys, that's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? Who will fight to get you the money you deserve? At Berg Simpson, we don't rely on simple claims like other firms. We have 27 best lawyers in America, 17 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastry at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it.
1.
All righty. Are the Broncos getting a defensive reinforcement just in time for the playoffs? What do you make of third-year inside linebacker Drew Sanders? Talk about a name that we haven't talked about in a long time.
Drew Sanders.
He suffered that foot injury on the second day of training camp. He was designated for return from IR over the weekend, opening up a 21-day practice window in which the Broncos can activate him from injured reserve. What do you make of this news?
Look, I don't think the reinforcements with Drew Sanders is coming. I'm not looking at it like, okay, he's back in the mix, like we're just going to be a better team. We don't know how he's going to be. He has not been a part of this team, honestly, in 2 years, Zach.
Didn't this just happen last year with him where he was activated for the postseason? He actually had a sack.
It was before the postseason. I think it was a couple games before the postseason started, and he had a sack in his first snap back. It was a wide open sack, got a sack, and then
was that against Buffalo?
It wasn't. I don't think it was. It was against.
Was it to? Is it to finish the regular season?
Finish the regular season.
Okay.
And then something happened. So Drew Sanders. I mean, I think that there's something more to this and why they're opening up his window. I don't expect him to go out there and play. I mean, who is he going to suit up for in front of?
I don't know.
Drake Greenlaw's coming back. I think Drake Greenlaw is going to play no matter what, even if his hamstring's not right. I think for him, it's like I'm going to be out there.
He's just playing, yeah.
Kenene Reed is another one. I think he's going to be out there.
Yeah, he just it was this Drew Sanders news came 4 days after the rookie inside linebacker that you just referred to, Kenene Reed, returned to the 53-player roster from IR after missing the final 8 games of the season due to a hamstring on his leg. So. Yeah, I don't know. So expectations are zero with Drew Sanders?
Yeah, although when Drew Sanders was out there during camp, he was making some plays before he messed up his foot. He was making some plays, and he was on the roster bubble, and now he has this window opened up. I don't expect him to be out there playing, making plays, but I may be wrong.
Well, at the time he was lost, if you remember, we were there. Broncos coach Sean Payton said the recovery would be, north of 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But that was in August. I mean, this was
it's been a long time coming.
Man, oh man, oh man. So let's keep tabs on that, and I'm sure Sean Payton, when he talks tomorrow, will be asked about it, and we'll circle back and play that response next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, man. The Avs just continue to steamroll ahead. 4-0 over the Blue Jackets this weekend. They win their 17th straight home game, 6th longest streak in NHL history. I think it's just one shy of the franchise record. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. Now they're 19-0-2 at Ball Arena. It's the tied for the 7th longest home point streak to start a season in the history of that sport. It's one shy of the longest home point streak at any point in the history of the Avs.
And you know what, Zach? Watching that game, what was fascinating is Nate Dogg, Natchez, Kale, all were held without a point.
Yep.
It was all the blue line.
Yep.
Mr. Burns, who's getting ready to turn 41 years old, had 2 goals. So, I mean, hey, the blue line was doing their thing. The depth stood out. Trip Minor.
How about that?
First career shutout.
Good for him, man.
First NHL win. I mean, it was good to see that. And, of course, it's good to see that you don't always have to rely on your star power to win these games. That's how much of a wagon the Colorado Avalanche are.
Yeah, Olofsson put another one in the back of the net as well. So, yeah, man, Avs back in action tonight as they host Toronto. Drew, do we know why it's a late start here tonight?
I have no idea. Initially, I was thinking it was a national TV game, but it's not. So I got to be honest, I have no idea why it's an 8 p.m. start for not being a national TV game.
Damn. All right, I'm going to settle in and watch every minute of this. It's been such a crazy weekend. It's kind of like balancing what was going on the ice, the hardwood, and the football field. And so, but it'll be nice to just sit down and watch the Avs tonight in dedicated fashion. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
All right, so at the end of Friday's show,
Yeah, what went down, Zach?
we had a little dust up, okay? And I'll just recap it for you. Dante Gomez and I, our producer behind the glass, happy Monday, Dante, we got into it during a commercial break about Kurt Signetti. In the final commercial break, heading into... or no, it wasn't a final commercial break. It was just some random commercial break during the show, and we were really going back and forth off the air.
Yeah.
And then we're like, all right, so we'll have the conversation on the air. And basically, this is a microwave version of the conversation. I think Kurt Signet is a genius. I think he's going to be the biggest star in college football here in the next week. And for all the reasons I itemized, not to redo the entire argument, it's Indiana football.
Success.
He's the first ever back-to-back National Coach of the Year, and he's doing it at Indiana in his first 2 seasons. I mean, they ripped up his contract more times than he has years coached at the school. And they were heading into a game against Oregon on Friday night, and Dante was like, I think he's a really good coach. And I'm like, Dante, he's a great coach. And he's like, Dan Lanning's better. And I'm like, Dan Lanning's got all the
4 stars and 5 stars, everything that you could want and need and have, Dan Lanning has.
Yes, and meanwhile, Kurt Signetti has 0 5-star players. Dan Lanning had 7. He's got 7 4-star players. Lanning and Oregon had 52. And so we got into it, and then Indiana proceeded to shoot the Oregon Ducks into the sun. Absolutely defeathered the Ducks and boiled them. And the final score, 56-22. Do you think Dante owes me an apology?
Oh, yes. Oh, D, you owe him an apology. And you know what? I'm mad at you for talking me into it because I started going for the Oregon Ducks. I told Drew on the way out, hey, I think Oregon's going to win.
I had a pretty good argument, right?
Yeah. I'm never listening to you again, by the way.
Zach, I will apologize to you when Dan Lanning apologizes to me because the way he let me down on Friday night,
I'll tell you who this is right
embarrassing.
Now. Dude.
No, I got you a gift. I apologize. Kurt Signetti ran circles around Dan Lanning in Oregon. They're probably going to go on to win the national championship next Monday.
Well, you don't know yet.
It's really unfortunate that my secondary team is the Miami Hurricanes.
We don't know yet.
So this is going to be even worse. But I got you a gift. It's coming in the mail. I ordered it from the bar on Friday as Oregon was losing by 30.
Amazing.
And I was like, Zach deserves a gift, so I got you a gift. It's coming in the mail. Hopefully it gets here this week before the championship.
That would be amazing. Look at Dante. I'm proud of you, man. There's a smidge of humility in there. There really is.
Hey, have somebody try the stuff before you try it, all right? Just do that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, because you know who I've gotten into with like this, but even though when it's like I'm abundantly right, he'll never admit it.
Will.
It's Will.
Oh, Will.
Will Peterson. So Dante, on his gravestone, I wanted to say, a better man than Will.
Oh.
All right. We'll take a timeout. There's something happening in Denver sports that no one, and I mean no one, saw coming. We'll talk about it next.
The Broncos and Bills will meet in the playoffs once again. As the top dogs in the AFC, will Denver avenge its blowout loss to Buffalo from a season ago? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. Finished basements, windows, and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I
do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives.
This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranted treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose, from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Download to see if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your money.
Albert can get me up to $1,000?
Exactly. But they do more than get you up to $1,000. Albert is your financial assistant, helping you budget, save, and spotting you money in a pinch.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000 for your bills, rent, groceries, and more. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000. Use code PLAN to get up to $1,000.
This segment on 104.3 The Fans brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Tune in to Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
We'll get back to Broncos here in just about 12 minutes. There's something happening in Denver sports that no one saw coming. And it's not just one thing that you didn't see coming. There is a bunch of stuff happening right now with the Denver Nuggets that would have been impossible to forecast. And let me just start the conversation by raising my hand and just telling you how wrong I was about the non-Jokic Nuggets and this stretch of time. Phil,
why are you apologizing for that though? Because it's not like we've seen this before. Jokic doesn't miss a lot of time.
No. That is very true.
So like we're not expecting someone like Payton Watson to look like he has, or Spencer Jones to do what he is doing.
I guess apology is not the right. It's just admitting just how wrong I was, because I said in the 18 games in January without Jokic, I said give me 7 and 11.
Yeah, 7 and 11.
And that's not what's happening right now. What are they, 4-4 right now
Yeah.
without Jokic? And here's another thing that I was just dead wrong about. I said, I'm going to be watching these games with my hands covered over my eyes like I'm watching The Conjuring and peeking out through my fingers. Phil, not only was I wrong about that, I often say there's a difference between being wrong about something and then being the opposite of true. It's turned out to be the opposite of true. I'm fascinated with the games without Jokic right now.
Z, I love turning the games. I'm like, oh, the Nuggets play today. The Nuggets play tonight. It's like, what do they look like? What is Payton Watson going to do? Spencer Jones. All right, Pickett. What is he going to do? And then at times you sprinkle in Jamal Murray when he's healthy or he's available, Christian Brown. But when they're not there, okay, what does this look like? Is it going to be the fabulous 9, the fabulous 7? Like, we don't know any given night who's going to be playing, who's not. And so, thankfully, AG played this time.
Yeah.
You know, like, he came up big.
Back in a starting role.
Back in the starting role. He looks a lot more spry, right? He's able to move around, jump, a little bit more athletic. He was on Giannis for the majority of the time, and he actually did well both sides of the court.
He did.
Offensively, defensively, he was on point.
And you felt his strength throughout that game the other night against Milwaukee, a 108-104 victory. And look at the Nuggets. I mean, they're 26 wins, 13 losses. A week ago today, they upset the Sixers as a 15.5-point underdog.
That's where it started.
It really was. And then they upset the Celtics as a 10-point favorite, who was 8-1 in their last 9. And Milwaukee, they're not in those other categories. That feels like an entirely stale operation. Giannis has got to get himself out of that situation. The whole thing just feels weird. But every single win without Nikola Jokic, and in this case without Jamal Murray as well, it's a signature win. I said this last week. It feels like every time that they win, it feels like 2 wins.
But it's helping out. It's helping people like Zeke Naji. We've been trying to trade Zeke for forever. He had a double-double last night.
Dude.
I mean, that helps out. And maybe somebody says, you know what? This man just needs an opportunity. Like, everything is there. He just needs more confidence, more time on the court, so we're willing to trade for him.
Dude, under the umbrella of things you didn't see coming with the Nuggets in general as a team, but then there's like the subset, like the Zeke Naji thing. Who saw this? Who, like what? Zeke Naji, like a regular contributor? When Naji was on the floor last night, the Nuggets were plus 22. The Nuggets won by 22 points when Zeke Naji was on the floor.
Yeah, you don't hear that stat often.
That is crazy, guys. I mean, and then Payton Watson. Guys, Payton Watson, about 2 hours ago, was named the Western Conference Player of the Week.
Hey, don't play with him.
Are you kidding me?
Don't play with him.
Now, we have been sort of on the ground floor with this one, and a little bit higher on Payton Watson than most. But this stretch of time is just insane. He once again produces at a really high level against the Bucks. 19 points. He went 4 of 6 from 3. Grabbed 8 rebounds. 6 assists. 6 assists.
Zach, I'm sorry. Like you cannot let this man out the door.
You're correct.
You cannot.
You're correct.
Now, I don't know how that looks. I know that there's some time to kind of go through this and walk through it. But what we're seeing from Payton Watson and how he is ascending and how confident he is, and it's not just defense. It's not just driving to the rim. Now it's shooting threes. I mean, what can that man not do? Of course, he has to stay consistent. We understand that. But the sky is the limits for him, man.
It really is. He is shooting on the season over 41% from 3. I mean, this is a defensive-first player. A defense-first player, rather. A career-high 5 rebounds. A career-high 2 assists a night. I mean, he's blocking a shot every single night. A career-high 1 steal a night. I'm running out of, creative ways to...
Like, when everybody is healthy, I cannot see a scenario right now where Payton Watson's sitting on the bench, coming off the bench. I just can't see it right now. Now, of course, things can transpire. Payton Watson, he has to keep this up. But why would you sit him on the bench when he's just scratching the surface of what he can do? Imagine what it looks like once Jokic gets back.
I can't wait. But until he does, I'm just going to continue to enjoy this ride. I just never would have thought I'd be having this much fun watching the non-Jokic Nuggets. Over the last 7 games, Payton Watson, who is just 23 years old, he's in his 4th year, right? He's playing meaningful minutes every single night for really the first time in his career.
Yeah.
In the last 7 games, he is averaging 24 points and 7 rebounds. I don't know, man. You're going to have to get creative. But Payton Watson is not going anywhere. He is not going anywhere. He is, and I talked about this last week, he is being asked to produce offensively for the first time since he was in high school. He averaged 2 points a game in his 1 year at UCLA. And the fact that it's kind of like we were talking about Josh Allen before. It's like Josh Allen completed 55% of his passes at Wyoming, but you're completing 70% in the NFL?
Said development.
Yeah.
Development, right? You're just developing this player, loving him up, giving him the right resources. He has to be willing to learn and be coachable, and that's exactly what Payton Watson is doing. All right, he showed that this year when he's hanging around Aaron Gordon, when he's in the gym with the staff. Like, he's doing everything the right way, and it's showing up on the court. So at some point, you have to reward a guy that you drafted for as a developmental player.
Yep.
And you're finally seeing what you guys have done and all the hard work you guys have done to build this young man up. Don't let him walk out the door.
You can't. You can't. And you're right. You drafted him as a developmental player, and he's developed into a degree, and you got to give Calvin Booth love on this one. I mean, this was a Calvin Booth special, and you talk about getting a pick right. My goodness. Yeah. And for what I said for a few years about Michael Porter Jr. representing the ceiling of the Nuggets moving forward, I'm not so sure that same statement can't be applied to Payton Watson if he can continue this developmental arc. Crazy. Okay, the Broncos will have a meaningful built-in advantage this week against the Buffalo Bills, and we'll talk about what that is next.
After an action-packed wild card weekend, Bo Nix will go head-to-head with Josh Allen with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. Broncos country, the postseason has officially begun. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And it's a brand new year. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping the question in 2026. And if you're ready to do that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting the next chapter with your perfect engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or finally doing something special for yourself, this is where you need to go. This New Year's, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, treating you just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. Not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Peyton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
Free barbecue? Yep, absolutely free barbecue.
Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer at 303 Law 4040. It's 2026, and we are taking our free meal program to the next level, and I want you to help spread the word with me if you can. I got a brand new smoker, and this thing's a beast. It's over 6 feet tall, so we can cook that 1,000 pounds of free barbecue each and every month. Here's what you do. It's Eastern Hills Community Church, 4 to 6 p.m. every first and third Thursday. I'm smoking up delicious pulled pork or my addictive copycat Chipotle recipe, and we're serving it up for free. You just get in line, you pop the trunk, we put free groceries in your trunk, and then we ask you how many meals you need for the night. It's that simple, no questions asked. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word, and if you have any questions, you can always call me. The barbecue lawyer's number is 303 Law 4040.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
Need a new water heater? Euro Plumbing has lifetime warranties, great financing, and low pricing. 720-500-3000. 720-500-3000.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The Broncos will have a meaningful built-in advantage this week against the Buffalo Bills. I have had maybe, I don't even know how many people, whether it's DMing me on social media, in the comments of something on social media, texting me directly, hey, where do you stand on this game? And so
you're the chosen one.
Yeah.
So whoever you go with is going to win, Z.
The chosen one to be in the most awkward position of all time. Maybe we can have that conversation at like the top of next hour. Maybe at like 5 o'clock we can just sort of kind of talk it out because it's layered.
It's some therapy for you, man.
I think so.
You're like, what's going on in your head? And hopefully we can get to some conclusion for
Yes.
some comfort.
All right. I don't know how comfortable I'm going to be this week, so we'll see.
Zach, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
There you go. I like that. All right, so the Broncos will have a meaningful built-in advantage this week against the Bills, and I do mean meaningful. In fact, I don't think you can overstate the dynamics enough here. You have a rested Denver Broncos team.
A well-rested Denver Broncos team.
What is it going to be, like 17 days or something between games?
Yes, I mean, the feet are up. Drinking pina coladas, massages, everything that you can ask for leading up into this game, the Denver Broncos are able to do.
And then for the Bills, it's a short week on the road. I mean, goodness, Phil, this is a huge, huge deal. That it's complete polar opposites of the spectrum. You have the longest break that you can possibly have before playing your first playoff game, and the Bills have the shortest break that you can possibly have before playing their second playoff game. And you watched that game yesterday.
I did.
That game was so physical. I mean, that was some blue-collar, like...
I mean, I thought Josh Allen was going to be knocked out at least 3 times.
Me too.
The concussion, the finger, the knee, or is it the ankle?
The knee.
The knee. I mean, I'm like, damn, how much more can this man take? And then he stays in the game, finds a way at the end of the game to win it for his team. Like, it's crazy to sit there and watch Josh Allen just go to work. And he's banged up. He's hurt. He's feeling it this morning.
Totally.
But he knows that if they're going to win, it's going to be because he's out there making plays.
Yeah, it looked like he broke multiple fingers just by the eye test slamming off that helmet. And Tony Romo on the broadcast was like, this is going to be a problem. He's like, watch this thing and get inflamed.
Flare up.
Yeah, he's like, this is going to be puffy by the end of the game. Ball wasn't coming out of his hands right, but you have all the adrenaline in the world with you. And then the adrenaline goes away, and you wake up, and that hand is going to be huge. He's already dealing with a foot injury. His knee went sideways. If you told me that he had tore his PCL or something, I would have said, yeah, that's what that typically looks like.
Oh, Zach, see, I don't miss that part. I don't miss
the concussion, potential concussion.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I don't miss waking up early in the morning, my wife having to help me out of bed, peeing blood. So then you're having to rush to the facility to make sure that things are okay. So I can't imagine what old Josh is feeling like after being hit as much as he has. And then you have to turn around 6 days later.
Crazy.
Come here to a hostile environment with a defense that's rabid, right? A defense that's just going to get after your ass, and you have to try to find a way to win. Good luck, Josh.
Man, that is a real advantage. Even that extra day playing on a Sunday would have went a long way because you're dealing with travel. I mean, human beings are not supposed to be 20,000 feet in the air flying in a tube. It's just not. That's not our natural habitat.
And
so
what's the stat for Sean Payton when it comes to postseason buys?
So
it has to be successful.
When Sean has a postseason bye, Sean Payton is 4-0 in his career off that postseason bye. He's won those 4 games by an average score of 31-17.
See, so that's another advantage. Sean Payton, an experienced coach, has been to the promised land, has been to that Super Bowl, knows how to get his team going off of a bye. They should be ready to go. The Denver Broncos should be ready to roll.
Do you think that Sean, in his heart of hearts, because he's probably never going to tell us this, or maybe he will, and it'll be years from now or something in a book. Do you think he was hoping for the Chargers to upset the Patriots last night, or do you think he would rather play the Bills?
No. I think he was upset that the Chargers did not beat the New England Patriots. Why would you not want to play the Chargers, who are dealing with both their tackles out, who are dealing with a run game that's not there because their running back is banged up, who are dealing with someone like Justin Herbert, who becomes a shell of himself in the playoffs. And you have a bunch of film on the Chargers. Why? Because they're a divisional opponent. So you're a little bit more familiar. You're more comfortable playing against the Chargers. You're having to play against Josh Allen, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, who just went out there banged up, by the way, drove down the football field on the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's a damn good football team, and won that game. All right, so you're scared because now it may come to the end of the game. Do you trust Bo Nix to go down there and score that last game-winning touchdown? Do you trust your defense to stop Josh Allen with 2 minutes left? There's a lot of drama that's going into this game, and I think Sean would have rather played the Chargers than the damn Buffalo Bills.
Do you think there's any advantage to having already seen Buffalo a year ago, or is it just completely like wiped clean slate?
New year, new me. It's a different team than it was last year for the Buffalo Bills, other than Josh Allen and a couple other players. So I think for Sean, you're looking at it like, hey, it's great experience. We did play against Buffalo. We did play against Josh, so we know what to expect. But you still have to go out there and perform. You still have to execute and stop Josh Allen. So for Sean, it's like, what do you do? How are you going to execute? How are you going to put Bo Nix in good situations? Are you going to trust Bo? Are you going to let it ride? Just let him go. Let him loose. Or are you going to hold on tight, which may end up forcing some errors and forcing a couple interceptions that are going to turn the game. You cannot put Josh Allen in situations where he has a flip field and he has to go 40 yards for a touchdown because he will make us pay.
Well, I'll say this, and we'll dive into this matchup throughout the week, but the way that the Broncos have been operating here very recently with these long, methodical drives that we saw on Thursday Night Football on Christmas night and against the Chargers, while you might be looking for a little bit more explosion, I think that may be the best approach if you can pull it off and keep Josh Allen and the Bills' offense on the sideline.
Well, that's only going to work if you score touchdowns.
Sure.
If the field goals are going to get you beat, now you need some field goals, but also you got to sprinkle in a couple touchdowns. If the Denver Broncos have these 9 minute drives, but then you look up and they kick a field goal,
yeah, that's going to get you beat.
And Josh drives down the field and scores a touchdown, and then now you have to methodically go back down the field. Now you're in a shootout. And now, yes, you can methodically go down the field, but like Army, like Air Force, once they get behind, it's all messed up for them because they don't have a way to be explosive enough to stay in a game. So, yes, you want to keep Josh on the sideline, but you also want to have these methodical drives that end with touchdowns, 6-7 points, not 3 points, because that will get you beat in this game.
All right. Do you see Tony Dungy had like a rant on social media?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Tony D.
About the NFL asking teams like Buffalo to come to a place like Denver on short rest. I'll read through quickly what he said here, because it was pretty lengthy, a little bit more reading than we would normally do. But he's talking about the dynamic here this weekend. So he said, quote, again, this is Tony Dungy, Hall of Fame coach, quote, NFL playoff scheduling is not fair. It might produce good ratings, but it's not fair. This late in the season, recovery time is crucial, and it is not given equally. Rams and Bears played Saturday games. They will face each other on Sunday with an extra day of rest. 49ers played on Sunday and will face Seattle on Saturday, short week of recovery. Why? In the AFC, the Bills will have to travel to Denver on a short week. Why? Because there's a Monday Night Football, a Monday Night AFC wildcard game. The Texans play Pittsburgh. The winner will automatically have a short week and travel to New England. Why? Several years ago, the league did away with Monday night games in week 18 of the regular season because it created a disadvantage if one of those teams made the playoffs. Now we create that disadvantage. The wild card round should be 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday. Then try to schedule the divisional games so teams have rip my paper here. Equal rest. Don't force San Francisco, Buffalo, and Houston or Pittsburgh to play the most important game of their season on a short week just for TV ratings. That is not fair. Do you agree with Tony Dungy there?
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree with Tony Dungy. In being a player, Zach, it literally takes you a whole week to get back to feeling like yourself. So you mean to tell me someone like Josh Allen that just got hit, probably has a concussion, has some messed up fingers, has a foot, has a knee, you're telling him he has to get ready to play in 6 days, where you have someone like the Denver Broncos who have taken pretty much a month off, 17 days to get ready for this game. These guys out there who are playing a sport that you're really not supposed to play, right? Football is not meant for the body. You're having them go back out there when it matters the most. Don't you want the best version of these players so that you have exciting games like it was for the first round of the playoffs? That's not going to be the case if you have a team that's just banged up and mentally they're drained and they're not in it.
Yeah, I happen to agree with you. Even though it helps the Broncos this time, next time it may not. It may work against the Denver Broncos. And so, yeah, he made a great point when he said they got rid of the Monday night game in Week 18 because you have a chance that team's going to play in the playoffs. Why would you recreate that same dynamic?
Why are we having a Monday night game tonight? Like, well, tell me.
It's a good question.
Why? It's
TV.
Sick.
Yeah, TV.
For the ratings.
Yeah, TV ratings. Yeah. All right. Interesting conversation. Again, the Broncos will benefit from that dynamic, but just looking at it authentically, I think Tony Dungy has a point there. Okay. What are our initial thoughts on the Buffalo Bills coming a mile high? We'll get to that next.
The Broncos and Bills will meet in the playoffs once again. As the top dogs in the AFC, will Denver avenge its blowout loss to Buffalo from a season ago? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RIDER. Code RIDER. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Enjoy this run to the playoffs and be safe when you're going to the games or to parties. If you do get into an accident, make the right call to Flanagan Law. While the other guys blend in, I stand out. Look for the Shamrock. Flanagan Law, your advocate when you need it most.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle, but now I see the world perfectly near and far without any glasses thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. ColoradoRLE.com.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank and let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins The Drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What are some of our initial thoughts of the Buffalo Bills coming to Denver? Bills Broncos, the sequel. After seeing this matchup a year ago in Buffalo, this is the third postseason meeting between these two teams, but the first time that it's ever happened in Denver. Obviously, you guys know and remember last year, the 31-7
massacre.
Yeah, if you want to.
It was bad. We got blown out.
And then you go back to 1991, the AFC Championship game, a game that was very low scoring, 10-7 in a Bills win. But again, both of those games in Buffalo. You remember last year when these two teams went at it, Josh Allen went 20 of 26 for 272 yards and 2 touchdowns. Running back James Cook ran for 120 and a touchdown on 23 carries.
I remember. I mean, we just bent over and took it. You couldn't stop the run. If you cannot stop the run in the playoffs, you are not winning these games because now you control the clock. You control the physicality of the game. It opens up the pass for you, and that's exactly what the Buffalo Bills did. They did what they wanted to do. They added an extra guy, just like the Denver Broncos have done this year with is it Crum? Is
Frank Crum?
Frank Crum. And just adding that extra big body and getting downhill and methodically just moving down the football field. Well, the Buffalo Bills did that to us last year. They're going to try to do it to us again because why would you not? All right, you have a damn good running back in James Cook. You have a banged-up quarterback. Hand the ball off if you can and control that game.
Man, this is fascinating, and it's going to be really interesting as we peel back the layers this week, on who these teams are. And obviously with the dynamic here with myself, like the other team. Now, I don't follow the Bills as closely as the Broncos. I every detail about the Broncos, I feel responsible for work. I don't feel that way about the Bills, but they are the only other team that I watch in more dedicated fashion. So we're going to pop the hood on both of these teams and really do a tail of the tape here throughout the week of this matchup.
How you feeling, man?
Me personally?
Yeah, about this game. The Buffalo Bills.
Well, about the game and how I feel personally is two different things. And so as a person, and we'll talk more about it at the top of the hour, but I definitely feel conflicted. This is not something that I enjoy or anything. I really don't. It's a little bit awkward.
I enjoy watching you.
I know you do.
I let him suffer.
Last year, I remember going into this matchup saying it feels like my mom and my wife are in a fight.
Yeah.
My whole family's from Buffalo and have followed that team for, my whole life. And I never saw myself sitting in Denver. I got this job when I was 30 years old. So it's if I'm just being real, because when I come on here and do the show, I'm just being myself. This isn't like some other version of myself. This isn't like a character I'm playing. There's many different ways to do this job. The only way that I personally know how to do it is just to be myself. And so we'll talk about it in a little bit more detail at the top of the hour. But in terms of the game itself,
the matchup,
man. I mean,
we did our list last week, and I want to say you had the Buffalo Bills up towards the top of games that you would rather play.
Oh,
who would you rather play?
Yes, we did do that.
I forgot
exercise
where Buffalo was and the Chargers,
and I forget exactly where I had them. But this is a team in Buffalo that they're a good team. I don't know if they're a great team, and it's just the way that things sometimes work in sports. Like Karl Malone and John Stockton, they had a great team.
Yeah.
In Utah, and they went up against the Bulls in back-to-back years. And if they had that same team 3 years after that, I think they might win a championship, or 2 years after that. Jordan retired in '98, and that was that. But that was their window. And I think that I'm bringing that up because, and I've said this to you on the air before and certainly off, is that like this Bills team, I think, now we'll see because sometimes just crazy stuff happens and a team like evolves through the course of a postseason.
It's weird, right? Like it's weird teams that find ways to win when you don't expect it to. That's why it's a wonky year for everybody.
It is.
The Denver Broncos are finally back on top, but it's the way that they won these games, right? 11 one-score games that they've won, the comebacks that the Denver Broncos have had. It's just been weird. It's been fun, dramatic, but for the Buffalo Bills, it's an unexpected year where you're like, hey, the Buffalo Bills do not look like the same team, and yet they get into the playoffs and they're finding a way to win these games.
Or game. What I was like winding up to say about this Bills team is that I think, and again, maybe I'll be wrong about this, but I think that this specific iteration of the Buffalo Bills is the third or fourth worst team that organization has had in the Josh Allen era. But it's just like, okay, what lines up with the window? Because if it was the Bills from 3 years ago, I want to say that they might steamroll this playoff field. But it's not the Bills team from 3 years ago. It's the Bills team from today. So, again, what does that mean? Maybe nothing. Maybe nothing.
So do you like the matchup moving forward? Or would you have rathered us, after watching the Chargers game, us play the Chargers?
Man, well, after what I watched last night, I'm like, yeah, I wish it was the Chargers. Well, first of all, I wish it was the Chargers just in general, so it wouldn't be Bills against Broncos.
Look at you.
And that's just the real. That's the real answer. This is not something that I revel in or enjoy. And I'm like, man, what would the Chargers have looked like coming a mile high without those tackles against this defense and getting the full-blown version of the focus and that laser focus and that intensity and that sense of urgency and all that stuff that we didn't see in Week 18. Because that team last night, now maybe the Patriots are the greatest defense of all time that you didn't see coming, but that Patriots team put a hurting on Justin Herbert last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to think that this Broncos defense would have done the same if the shoe was on the other foot and the Chargers were coming here.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. On my list, I wanted to see the Chargers instead of the Buffalo Bills because of the tackles being out for the Chargers, Justin Herbert being a shell of himself, them not necessarily having a run game. Now, of course, the Chargers defense is better than people expected or thought, but I would take the Chargers knowing that we have a bunch of game film. I was a little nervous about the Buffalo Bills because of that one guy, and that's Josh Allen. And the defense still able to get turnovers. And so when you have Josh Allen, who's a really, really good quarterback, the best quarterback right now in the league, mixed with a couple turnovers, that is going to be hard to beat. And it's the experience that I was nervous about. But now, hey, we're here. What do we do? What is Sean Payton going to do? What is Bo Nix going to do? What is this defense, who's the backbone of this team? What are you guys going to do? Because it's on you now to stop that run.
Well, I want to talk more about that at quarter of here in just over 15 minutes. But in the meantime, the Broncos made history over the weekend without lifting a finger. Details next.
After an action-packed wildcard weekend, Bo Nix will go head-to-head with Josh Allen with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. Broncos country, the postseason has officially begun. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. That's Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
I'm Rob Wilhite. If you've been in a car accident, you need experience that wins. For almost 50 years in Colorado, my firm has recovered over $1 billion for crash victims. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry is Colorado's largest watch repair center. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew. We service all major brands. Factory authorized for Tag Heuer, Cartier, Omega, Breitling, Panerai, and IWC. We service Rolex and many more. Our on-site watchmakers are Wolfstep, SADA, and CW21 Swiss certified. With up-to-date factory training, our watchmakers can handle any of your watch repair needs. Matthews, we have time for you.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry in the Highlands Ranch Town Center and online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Hey, the cold weather is here. Stoke here from my friends at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new furnace? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinions. And don't forget about heat pump rebates. They've never been better. Up to $13,500 only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The Denver Broncos made history over the weekend without lifting a finger, but that doesn't mean they didn't work for it. Man, oh man, how about the Denver Broncos having the most All-Pros of any team in the entire National Football League?
How about that?
6 AP, Associated Press, All-Pros, either first or second team. All right? And how about this? This is nuts. 14 different members of the Denver Broncos received at least one All-Pro vote. It was first-teamers Quinn Miners, left tackle Garrett Bowles, special teamer Devin Key, and interior defensive lineman Zach Allen. Those were the first-teamers, man, and it's legendary stuff. Because you combine Pat Surtain and Hufanga, who are on second team, you're looking at those 6 selections being tied for the second most by the club in a single season in Broncos history. The only team who ever had more, and they had one more, was that team back in 1977 that helped put the Denver Broncos on the map.
Well, you know what, Zach? There's a lot of people out there saying we should have had one more. 14-3. There's a pass rusher that's not on this list that honestly was having a hell of a year, especially at the beginning, kind of cooled down, but he didn't get a vote. He didn't get a second team, first team. He got the votes. He didn't get enough of the votes for him to be put on here. So with the Broncos that were voted first team and second team, well deserved. That's why we're 14-3. That's why we have a chance to go to a Super Bowl, because of players like Zach Allen, players like Garrett Bowles, who came from being a zero to a hero. That's going to be a phenomenal story when he has his 30 for 30 for his own self. He's going to have his own 30 for 30. And then, Big Q just steady, just chugging along from being a D3 guy to what I heard is all he eats is bison. That's all he eats, even right now. Has that big-time contract, and he loves bison, and he loves to bird watch. That's something that he loves to do.
Bird watch?
Yes, he
Really?
loves bird watching.
Interesting.
So, our linemen are interesting, but when it's time to snap the chin strap up, go to battle, they're ready to do that.
Well, the Bulls one is the one that just still gets me. It just still gets me, because he was a second-team All-Pro in 2020, but there's context to it. All right, and context is king. In the 2020 season, the league itself basically made holding as criminal as jaywalking. I mean, they totally decriminalized it, and 50% of holding calls went away. 2019 compared to 2020.
Good. I needed it. I needed to GB to put a guy in a headlock so I can go for 40.
Well, he has no problem putting people in a sleeper hold, choke hold. That's the Ballsy special.
Coming off the top ropes with it.
And so there was some context to how he got to that All-Pro status, because he was the league leader in holding. And so the fact that it's almost like he validated that 2020 season. And I don't know if he's given up a sack yet this year.
I think he gave up one, maybe two, for sure one.
I mean, Garrett Bowles, what a story in Denver sports, a redemption story. And it's already sort of been that way, but this is just the cherry on top. A first-team All-Pro for Garrett Bowles for the first time in his career. Do you think Bonito was snubbed?
Ooh, Torpedo Bonito. I mean, obviously he should be, I would think, one of them on this list. But taking a step back, watching all these other games, these other pass rushers, like Hutchinson, Aiden Hutchinson, who, by the way, is with my agent, so I got to know him really well, still do to this game, really good dude.
Okay.
When you look at his stats, Nick Bonito had 14 sacks. Hutchinson had 14.5. QB hits, Nick Bonito had 28. Hutchinson had 35. Forced fumbles, something that Sean wants more of, forced fumbles, interceptions. Well, Nick Bonito had 2 forced fumbles. Hutchinson had 4. And the icing on the cake to the reason why Aiden Hutchinson ended up getting second-team All-Pro was the interception.
Yeah.
So I can't sit here and say Nick Bonito was snubbed when Nick Bonito had an opportunity in some of these games where he went ghost. If he would have just put together a couple games where he was able to get that sack, and I know it's hard to do. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's the easiest thing to do, but Nick Bonito had opportunities. Trey Lance had him right there, gripping him up, right? Just right there. Getting ready to assault him. Lets him go. Well, that right there is the deciding factor of you being a second-team All-Pro and not being one. So, no, Nick Bonito was not snubbed because he did not handle business for a couple games that would have put him over the top.
Yeah, and it was Aiden Hutchinson who was right in front of him there, and you said he's got more sacks, more quarterback hits, more forced fumbles, and more interceptions.
Correct.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. But we get so close to the situation that you can have a tendency to forget these other guys get paid too. They're really good players. So maybe that's a goal for someone like Nick Bonito moving forward. And you know what I think has something to do with it? Because if you flipped it, I think you might have a different result. The way Nick Bonito started the season and the attention that he was getting, and the way that he finished the season and the attention that he wasn't getting. Bonito had 8 sacks in the first 6 games of the season. If he had 8 sacks in the last 6 games of the season, these are human beings voting on this stuff. So recency bias is a real thing. So I think that may have played into the equation as well. This entire operation is, well, I'll just summarize it by continuing to say what I started saying a few weeks ago. It feels like all things are possible this year, but it also feels like the Broncos are just getting started. And the entire operation is going in the right direction. I mean, 6 All-Pros is crazy. A couple facts here to share with you. Quinn Miners is the first offensive lineman in franchise history to make first-team All-Pro in back-to-back years. There is no precedent until this moment. Miners and Bowles, the first offensive lineman pair to be named first-team All-Pro in the same season. Man, you think of the rich history of this franchise, that had never happened until it was announced this weekend. And I already told you the 6 selections for All-Pro are tied for the second most by the club in a single history, behind only that 1977 season where they had 7. And that team went on to go to the Super Bowl, play the Dallas Cowboys.
All you ask for is a chance in this league. And how do you do it? You have to have the right players, the right makeup, and that's exactly what a bunch of these players have. A lot of these players we just listed as All-Pros, they'll be back for multiple seasons.
Yep.
We have already taken care of them when it comes to their finances. So excited. Greg Penner and the ownership group has done a great job. George Payton, Sean Payton, life is good if you're a Broncos country, if you're a Broncos fan, because of what's going on up top.
No doubt about it. All right, NFL history says the Broncos defense needs to unlock one essential thing if they want to knock off the Bills and make a run to the Super Bowl. We'll talk about what that is. Also, I have been asked a million times today, hey, where do you stand on this? Who are you rooting for? And we'll sort of try to sort through some of this web of complication coming up next.
The Broncos and Bills will meet in the playoffs once again. As the top dogs in the AFC, will Denver avenge its blowout loss to Buffalo from a season ago? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to Nikola Jokic, who hyperextended his knee in a game against the Miami Heat back on December 29th. But a new report from Shams Charania last week said that Jokic is already ahead of schedule in his rehab. He's already back on the court shooting and is not expected to miss any time longer than the original 4-week projection.
And that is your Recovery of the Week, brought to you by Step Denver. And it's Zach here once again, sitting down at Step Denver with Edward. Edward, thank you for meeting with us. If you don't mind, tell us how you got to Step Denver and what has been your experience while being at Step Denver.
Well, honestly, I got to Step Denver as a concern for my health. I was drinking all day, every day, and I really couldn't find myself stopping on my own. And I was thinking about going to detox or something, but I walked some dogs as a side job in the neighborhood I was living. And one of the ladies, her uncle actually had been through the program, and she told me about it. And it seemed like a better option than just going like traditional detox or rehab or something, because I don't know if it was the right fit for me. And so I came in here, and I would say I probably would never stop vicking had I not had them holding me accountable. I feel like pretty comfortable now holding myself accountable. Glad I'm still in the program. And it's really kind of like taught me a lot of discipline and patience. Where before I would quit jobs just because stuff wasn't going right. And, then you just start over and it's more frustrating where, you don't even give you a chance to excel and move up, which just kind of taught me that patience and reaching out and talking to people and just kind of like realizing that most of my problems aren't that bad and I don't need to go to these easy routes.
Man, that is so cool to hear, Edward. Thank you for sharing with us and being vulnerable, and continued success.
If you are someone who is ready and willing to seek help, call now or visit stepdenver.org.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
Colorado roads are icy. Accidents happen. When they do, you're in luck with Flanagan Law. I'm Samantha, the personal injury lawyer who stands out from the rest of the guys. Look for the Shamrock. Flanagan Law, your advocate when it matters most.
This new year, don't just make a resolution, make a transformation with SodaWeightLoss.com. Clients routinely look and feel 10 years younger like I did when I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaWeightLoss.com, and it's never coming back. And right now, the perfect gift for you both. Look and feel 10 years younger for the price of one. Soda is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results, just like me. Visit SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
Get a double dose of Division I basketball action on Saturday, January 24th at the University of Denver. Tip off the day at 11 a.m. as the DU women host ORU, followed by the men at 2 p.m. versus North Dakota. It will be a Saturday of nonstop action in Hamilton Gym. Join us for Denver basketball. Get your tickets today online at denverpioneers.com.
Plumline Services, serving Colorado since 1998 for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Service at home, servants at heart.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
NFL history says the Broncos defense needs to unlock one essential thing if they want to knock off the Bills this weekend and make a run to a Super Bowl. We are still officially waiting on the time, I believe, for Broncos-Bills. We're just not sure yet.
Zach, I think it's going to be right after the Texas Steelers game, which I don't know why. Like, why are we waiting for that to happen when we already know who we're playing? We're playing the Bills. So let us know. Is it going to be a 2:30 game? Is it going to be a 6 o'clock game? What would you rather watch? You want a 2 o'clock or a 6 o'clock?
It's a good question. I think 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock.
I think, especially if I'm going to go to the game, which I'm not sure I am. I have a ticket, and we'll talk about that at the top of the hour.
You got the golden ticket.
Oh, man.
I love it.
I said going into the last break, I've been asked just 150 times today, whether it's through social media DM, because I do keep my DMs open. It's a mistake half the time, but I do, because once in a while I'll hear from someone that makes it worth
That's what I'm saying. You got a lot of haters, but there's a couple of them that are going to love you up.
Yes, no doubt. And then sometimes I get information comes to me uniquely that way that otherwise wouldn't. But I've been asked a bunch of different times in a bunch of different ways, hey, like, where do you stand on this game? And we'll talk about it here in this segment, because we're on the doorstep here and walking through the door of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk.
It's like we don't walk. We kick doors down.
I love that.
We're kicking the damn door down.
I love that so much. We'll get to that stuff at the top of the hour. NFL history says the Broncos defense needs to unlock one essential thing if they want to knock off the Bills and make a run to the Super Bowl. So we know the Broncos defense is fantastic. Franchise record, 68 sacks. Number one red zone defense in the NFL. But there's a big but. And that's that the Broncos were -3 in turnover margin. We've been talking about this for a while. Guys, that's tied 19th in the NFL. They recovered 4 fumbles all season long. Had 10 interceptions. And it took, I think, multiple interceptions the last week to get to 10. And I mentioned last week, I did not realize that the Broncos went into Week 18 with the lowest number of turnovers in the history of the organization.
That's insane. The other thing you talked about was the Jets, who had no turnovers, no interceptions.
No interceptions all season long.
That's wild.
It should be, Jets. It should be impossible. It should be impossible.
It should be impossible. They did the impossible.
They did it. Anything is possible, I guess. Because they did it. So, and Sean has shared with the media the research that he and his team shared with the players. And that is, since the year 2000, only one team, the 2021 Rams, has gone on to win the Super Bowl with a negative turnover margin in the playoffs. But check this out. This goes even deeper, from Andrew Mason, DenverSports.com. Since 2000, all right, teams with the best postseason turnover margin went on to win the Super Bowl 13 different times just since the year 2000. Teams with the second best turnover margin won it an additional 5 times, and a team with the third best turnover margin in the postseason went on to win the Super Bowl 3 times. That means 84%, guys, overwhelmingly 84% of the past 25 Super Bowl winners rank in the top 3 in playoff turnover margin. This Denver Broncos team has got to find a way to do what the 15 defense did. Basically, this exact setup, negative turnover margin, but still the number 1 seed, should be impossible. Here, it's seeing is believing.
You laid it out right there. It's simple. Get turnovers. Don't turn the ball over, and you're going to have success. Now, this is the thing I want people to understand about VJ's defense. One, it's usually a bend but don't break defense, so teams have had success moving down the field, and then in the red zone or the goal line, we stand tall. But also, because VJ loves to play so much man and bring pressure that way, that you're not going to get the turnovers that you would if you were playing zone and everything's out in front of you and you're keeping everything in front of you and you can see the quarterback. And, man, your back is turned. So the quarterback is seeing the back of that ugly head of yours. In zone, the quarterback is looking at your eyes, trying to read your eyes. So I'm interested in seeing what VJ is going to do against Josh Allen. Is he going to play man, bring 5 with the pressure with man, or is he going to mix it up, do some zone blitzing, and see if they can disguise a scheme and trick Josh Allen into making a mistake, which Josh Allen does not make a lot of mistakes, but they're going to have to do something. Okay, if they want to get the turnovers, get pressure on Josh Allen, make him make that mistake, a tip ball, no matter what you do, just try to make that turnover, get that turnover and flip that field.
Yeah, what do you make of the Bills being a favorite on the road against the number 1 seed?
I think it just shows how much respect everybody has for Josh Allen, how much respect everybody has for the Buffalo Bills and what they just did to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They went into Jacksonville and found a way to win. The defense is not a strong defense, but they get turnovers. Josh Allen, all right, is banged up, but he's doing enough to win games. And on top of that, what they're saying is they do not respect the Denver Broncos defense enough to give them the favorite, right? They do not respect and think that the Denver Broncos can stop that run. And that's something that I think they're sadly mistaken, because now, okay, you have someone like Sean who has had 17 days to get this team going. VJ, Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator, 17 days to come up with a great game plan, and now you know who you're playing, and you have an extra game on them, right, to study.
Yeah.
So now it's about stopping the run and force Josh Allen to beat you because he's banged up. So it's going to be interesting to see that, but that's what I'm taking out of it is there's a lot of respect for the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen specifically, and not a lot for the Denver defense, who's our backbone.
Man,
what do you take from it?
You know what? I think a lot of what you just said is the answer to the question. And I think that at this point, the Bills and Josh Allen reputation precedes them. But I would just say this Bills team is not what it's been in years past. Now, and again, maybe I'll be wrong about that, because teams can evolve into, and I would say the 15 defense did. I would say the 2000, you look at their regular season numbers, they don't do almost anything better than this current defense.
Yeah.
But I don't think this current defense is better than the 2015 defense. Now, yet, maybe it evolves into a version of that 15 defense. But like I think of like a team like the New York Giants back in 2011. Like, they're a wildcard team. I watched that team play plenty during the regular season. They were just okay. They were like a 10-6 team. They were just okay. And then in the postseason, they became a different version of themselves. So maybe that happens with Buffalo. Maybe that happens with Denver. But for the information that I know and have right now and ingesting every Bills game of the year, they feel like, and I mentioned this before, but they feel like the third or fourth best Bills team in the Josh Allen era. And if maybe you took the 2021 Bills that lost to the Chiefs and they were in this playoff field, maybe they would steamroll their way through it. But I just don't think it's going to go like that. And in terms of the Bills being like literally favored to come into Denver and win, man, and there's been discourse about this online, and I just know what I know. The Denver Broncos opened up as a 1.5-point favorite.
So you have proof, correct?
I have proof.
Okay.
I took a screenshot of it at 10:05 p.m. But about 7-8 minutes later, money came flowing. It must have came flowing in on Buffalo catching points that it flipped.
So that fast?
Yes, literally. And that's how fast it can happen. That is not unique, but it's sort of unique for this big of a game. It happens regularly when these lines open. These like syndicates will hammer a line, and it's like it can sometimes be like 40 people working together, and they all hammer it, and it's worthy enough for these sports books to say, okay, we're flipping it, or we're going to move the number. And so my guess is, and I don't have this for sure, maybe I could reach out to someone in the Superbook in Las Vegas that I still have contacts with, like just how much money came down on
Josh and
Buffalo.
the Bills.
You know, and it, again, you know, so, but I saw it being reported. The only reason I bring it up is because I saw it, other people putting it out there that the Bills open up as a 1.5-point favorite. And I'm like, dude, I'm on the app. I saw the number pop soon as that game last night ended,
we
and I
know
have
you
the
love it.
screenshot.
We know you love your stuff. So,
yes.
So why would you lie? And you do have a screenshot. Now, are they wrong, though, Z? Are they wrong for doing that to the Denver Broncos, who have the number 1 seed, giving the Bills the upper hand, supposedly? Now, of course, you play the game, like it doesn't matter, but like as of right now, should the Buffalo Bills be favored in this game?
I don't think so. And I think the first thing that I would mention, and they have their own complications that they present, but I think the number one thing that I would mention why they shouldn't be favored is the natural built-in advantage that the NFL is giving the Denver Broncos. The Bills are going to be on the shortest possible rest that you can possibly have playing a postseason game, and the Denver Broncos will be on the longest rest that you can possibly have before playing a postseason game. And then they're going to travel. I mean, you saw what happened to Josh Allen yesterday. Oh, yeah. Dude, it looked like he broke his fingers. They were evaluating him for a concussion. It looked like he got his brain bashed in the first quarter.
He probably did.
It looked like he broke some of his fingers that Tony Romo was talking about, and the replay was ugly looking. And then, but the worst of it was his knee going sideways.
Yeah, I thought he tore something.
Me too.
Because he got up slow. But now
he was grabbing his knee and anguishing in pain on the ground. It looked like he had torn something.
That's just a Buffalo quarterback for you right now. They're
no,
not tough.
I mean, not tough. He's got the Iron Man streak going, Phil.
No, they're not tough.
I mean, I think he started 125 consecutive games.
Let's be real. Josh Allen is a stud. He's tough. I like Josh Allen. I got to know Josh really well, just in the cars, going to a couple award ceremonies. A good dude, man, but he's a great leader, and he finds ways to win games. And when it matters the most, okay, 2 minutes left in the game, you do not want that man to have the football. That's exactly what the Jacksonville Jaguars did. They put the ball in his hands with a little over 2 minutes left in the game. Big mistake from them, and it can't happen with the Denver Broncos. So I'm with you. All right, you have a built-in 17-day relaxation bye for the Denver Broncos. You have the Buffalo Bills 6 days, and they got to come and play. Okay, you have Sean Payton, and you brought up that stat, and I want you to bring it up again here in a little while with Sean Payton when it comes to wins.
Yeah, 4-0 when he has the first round bye. Average score of those games in the divisional round following that bye, a 31-17.
See, come on now. So you have Sean Payton, who has been there, done that, has won a Super Bowl, knows what to do with byes. You have a team that if they're healthy and firing on all cylinders, they're ready to go. All right, you know Bo Nix and what he can do if he's the best version of himself. They can methodically drive down the football field. You have the best fan base going ballistic. Okay, one of the hardest places to play right now because you can't hear anything.
It's true.
Altitude is a factor, and yet we're the underdogs. But you know what? It's good that we're the underdogs because the last time we were the underdogs was against the Green Bay Packers. And look what they use that as fuel.
That was the overdogs.
They were the overdogs now. So now you're in a playoff game. You're the number one seed. You're an underdog to Josh Allen, who's banged up, and yet you still, the odds makers have you has the Bills as a favorite? What kind of disrespect is that?
Well, if Sean wants to play that card, and my assumption is that he is and will accordingly. So, wow. Okay. I'm going to read a RamosLaw.com text. Zach, what are you going through being a Buffalo fan and a Broncos fan will be happening amongst a lot of people? Josh Allen, as you know, went to Wyoming, just next door. So there are a lot of fans of the Broncos up in Wyoming who are also Bills fans due to Josh Allen. So I think you'll see a ton of people here on Saturday who are cheering for both teams. I am one of those people feeling conflicted. Let's talk a little bit more about that. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Woo!
Man,
let's go.
Let's go, man.
Game time. We're not sitting there waiting for these games to go no more. It's here. We got the Buffalo Bills. They got to come to us. Less rest for them. Josh Allen's banged up, Z. What is it going to be? Sean, pressure is on you.
Well,
and the pressure's on ZB right now, by the way. What are you going to do?
Oh, my gosh. Man, I've been asked that so much. And, there's a lot of layers here. And I'm just going to be real, okay? I'm just going to be real. I do not play a character on the radio. I'm just myself. Okay, and sometimes maybe the volume gets turned up to 11 in a way that maybe it wouldn't happen if I was just hanging out at the bar.
Depends if you're mad or not. Depends if I piss you off. So hopefully I can do that a couple times.
You want to hear a fiery me? Listen to the last segment on Friday with me and Dante Gomez talking about Kurt Signetti.
Poor Dante, man. Look at him. Stand down, dude. You've already been cussed out one time.
It was a great sports little argument. And really, I guess. Maybe that's what I'll just start with. Like, this is sports. This is sports. Sports hate is good. That's what makes sports fun.
Yeah.
Actual hate for someone through sports, no. Life's too short, and saying that I'm just myself. I didn't know until I was 30 years old that I was going to move to Denver. Okay, I grew up rooting for the Buffalo Bills my whole life. Now, I never lived in Buffalo, but I was living outside of Albany in a place called Scotia, New York for, my life until moving to Denver. I lived in Albany for the last decade that I was in upstate New York. And, I have seen plenty of people or retroactively learned people who grow up diehard sports fans of their hometown teams, and then they move to Denver because they get a job, and then they just completely abandon those teams. And I don't have that in me. I just can't. I can't do that. I just can't. And
turning your back on a family member, or turning your back on your kid that you sat there and been a part of and watched, and now you're like, I can't do it anymore. No.
But there's people who do, and it's more than hang on to their team and like openly admit to people, and just I'm just being transparent. Like, yeah, I grew up a Bills fan, pull for the Bills, and there's folks who do this job in this market who have, follow me here, tattoos of other teams on their body, and then don't acknowledge them. And I just can't do that. I can't do that. Okay, but that being said, I've lived in Denver for almost 10 years, and I have organically become a fan of all the teams here. Not like pulling into town, like now I'm a Rockies, Nuggets, Avs fan. Like, no, it hasn't happened like that. Every step of the way has been just organically unfolding. And there's never a time where the Broncos take the field where I'm rooting against the Broncos. No,
this is our job.
Yes.
We want them to do well, just like the Nuggets and Avs. Like, this is what it's all about.
Yes, and this job is more fun and all that stuff. And a year ago, I remember making the analogy of, Bills and Broncos playing in the Wildcard round it feels like my mom and my wife are in a fight, at the barbecue in front of everyone.
Just stand down, Z. Walk away. Walk away.
And so, but last year is so much different than this year, because last year felt like a freebie, Phil. It was like the Broncos are way ahead of schedule. They're probably going to get blown out. The game's in Buffalo. I think the number on the game was like 10 points or 9.5 points. And so
they got that wrong.
This is just a different sequence of time. And the Broncos are the number 1 seed. And we've been on this journey. I was standing out in the 100-degree sun every day in August with you at the start of this journey.
And you decided to wear like fancy pants, nice suit, and 100-degree
never
weather?
wore a pair of pants
and
ever.
Button up. I'm like, what are you doing, Z?
I would some days wear a polo tucked into some khaki shorts, trying to, be presentable.
Yeah, I'm out there with my shirt off, like, let's go.
I know, but you're also not in the press conference, and I am. So I just want to, but yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna feel on Saturday. I don't know. I do have a ticket.
You got the golden ticket.
I have a ticket in section 127, I think it is, in like the 32nd row or whatever it is.
So those are great seats.
It's a great seat, and it's a solo ticket. I'm not going with anyone else, although I may meet up with some friends beforehand if I do go. But like, I don't know how I'm gonna feel. Am I really gonna wear Bills gear to Mile High and root against the Denver Broncos? That I'm telling you, that
doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't feel good. And I'm not going to put on Broncos gear and root against the Bills.
Well, the only thing you can do, and I brought it up earlier, you got to wear 2 jerseys.
I'm not doing that either.
You have a Josh Allen jersey and a Bo Nix one, and when one is on fire, you take it off. And you're like, let's go.
That I can't even respect that. So if I go, I'm going to have to make some sort of decision. But I'm also looking at resale prices. Because, and I told you when I bought the ticket, and I don't care about saying the price. It's not any sort of flex. I'm just telling you what it is. I paid $600 for the ticket. Okay, yeah. I looked up that same ticket in the same row, in the same section, is selling for $1,400 today.
Man, come on now, you get to make a little money.
Yeah. So I have a lot to consider here. I don't like this. This is not This is not some sort of, again, if I'm just being real, this is not like some like awesome thing for me.
See, I'm on the opposite side. I love it. I love it for you, Z. I love watching you sweat.
I know.
And stutter and not know who you're going to go for. Deep down inside, I think you do, but not knowing who you're going to go for. It's fun. It's fun to look at you and watch you sweat.
I know. It's not fun for me, I can promise you.
It's okay. Josh is going to poop the bed, and he's not going to do well, and we're going to win, and then you can go and rub him out and stuff and say, good job, Josh. You're okay.
All right. We'll see how it all shakes out. By Friday, hopefully I have an answer what I'm going to do, and I'll say this too. Someone asked, hey, on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, hey, we'll know the answer by how you raise your kids and what stuff you put them in.
Huh?
And, hey, I'm here to tell you, and I never knew, I was always a person, Phil, growing up, like you can't have two teams. You have one team, okay? Yeah. You can't have two. And then we moved to Denver and fell in love with Denver. And I can tell you, my son has Buffalo Bills pajamas, and he's got Denver Broncos pajamas. He got a Bo Nix jersey for his Christmas present a few days ago. On the day, and actually this could be the perfect microcosm for how we're kind of feeling as a family, because when my son got the pajama set, they're from my grandparents, who are lucky enough they're still with us. They sent a Bills set and they sent a Broncos set.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't know what he was going to wear first. So he wore Bills on the bottom and Broncos on the top. That is the perfect snapshot for how I'm feeling. So again, this is not something I relish. I'm like, oh man, yes. But I said something to you 3 weeks ago. I said, hey, at some point, and this is before I realized that this was going to happen. I said, hey, at some point, not today, because it was like on a Monday after a game. I said, not today, because it's not the day to talk about it, but we need to talk about something. And the thing that I naturally wanted to talk about, and we just got caught up, we never had the conversation, which happens sometimes. And it was that I was organically becoming a Broncos fan.
Yeah.
And I felt it in the most meaningful time when I was at that Packers game when you got honored. And I've been going to one Bronco game a year since I basically lived here. But it's been the most futile stretch in the history of the Denver Broncos until Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and all this. And then, so now it's like you feel what it really feels like to be a Broncos fan, like Cecil has said before. Yes, and kind of getting swept up in it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's all about the success. Like, it's about having a quarterback you can believe in, having a coach that you can believe in, having a team that every time they strap up and you turn on that TV, you truly believe they can win the game. You're not hoping, but you're like, hey, if they play their best football, and they're the best versions of themselves, we're winning this game.
Yeah.
And that's just being a fan and being able to be here at the right moments. You got here where the Rockies were doing okay. And so you were going
killing
to those
it,
games.
actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You were going to those games. So you got to see what it felt like when the Rockies were good. You got to see a championship with the Nuggets and Avs and what it feels like when they're on top. And we've been waiting for that moment, Z.
Yep.
I've been here my whole life, and I've been waiting for that moment. You finally get here, and they win it. And so for the Denver Broncos, now it's their turn. They have an opportunity. They're 14-3, 2 games. And if you win 2 games in the playoffs, you're in the Super Bowl for the Denver Broncos. And they can do it. They have the team to do it. Now, will they? That's on them. That's on them to decide. But the opportunity is out there. And this is what it's about being a fan. This is what it's about being with Broncos country. Man, it's fun.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at. That's just the real version. I had, I said to my wife last night, I'm like, I do not like the way I feel. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. She said, just go be yourself. So that's what it is. So don't know. Maybe by Friday I'll figure out what I'm doing. But this is going to be a hell of a football game. And come Saturday, man, Mile High is going to be going crazy.
Ooh, that's kind of why I want it to be a night game. Because night games just hit a little differently.
Agreed.
And now you're having a night game in the playoffs. The last time we had a playoff night game was the Ravens versus the Broncos, and we had a heartbreak. That was when Flacco was able to throw that bomb and move on to the next round. Like, you talk about a night game in this atmosphere with the fans going ballistic, with the team just flying and trying to get after Josh Allen. with everybody just sitting at home on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Give me that.
What percentage? Because I'm telling you guys in advance, that Bills Mafia, like they travel.
Oh, Bills Mafia is for real.
And here's that other element that I think his name was Jeff on the RamosLaw.com text line pointed out. The Wyoming element. I'm telling you, and I can't prove this, but after walking around this town ever since 2018 happened, after Broncos gear, the next fan base that I see the most of is the Bills. And I can't tell you how often that, like, I've stopped someone, say, hey, are you from Western New York or something like that? And they say, no, I'm a Wyoming grad. And, Josh Allen's our guy.
Yeah.
And someone said to me last night, they said, do you realize how many Wyoming people are going to be in the crowd with supporting Josh and the Bills? So I want to ask you, like, seriously, like, what percentage of the crowd on Saturday, whether it's daytime or nighttime, we don't know yet somehow. A lot of speculation when it is, but we don't officially know. What percentage of the crowd do you think will be Bills fans?
We had this conversation, the same conversation with the Green Bay Packers. And we thought, like, hey, Green Bay was going to still travel their fans, and their fans are going to be there, and there's going to be a bunch of green. And that was not the case. We were both at that game, and it was just a sea of orange. I have it 80% Broncos, 20% Bills.
I think that's about right. I think you are on it. About 4 out of 5 fans are going to be Bronco fans, but there'll be a strong representation from Bills Mafia. What did you make of that game yesterday? Bills Jacksonville, with obviously Bills coming here. What were your takeaways?
It was an exciting game, and it came down to this. One is an experienced team with an experienced quarterback, and the other one had a high-powered offense with an inexperienced quarterback that they're at the end of the game when you still had a chance with a little over a minute left, you throw that interception. Now, I know that there was kind of like, hey, were they on the same page? Doesn't matter. You were not on the same page. So when I'm watching this game and I'm looking and I'm seeing a quarterback that's banged up, that head's hurting, that finger's hurting, that foot's hurting, that knee's hurting, and yet he drives down the football field and doesn't necessarily have to use his legs, because a lot of people out there say, hey, like, Josh Allen, he's good when he's on the run. Well, this man was able to sit in the pocket and pick him apart and move down the field, have a tush push, who, by the way, the Buffalo Bills wanted to ban, but they were able to get a 10-yard tush push.
Crazy.
Score the touchdown, the game-winning touchdown. Like that, I am not surprised because of the quarterback play. That's just like with the Rams, with Matthew Stafford at the end of the game. You do not put the ball in quarterbacks' hands that have been there and done that. You don't put the ball back in Patrick Mahomes' hands and expect to win that game. And that's the exact same thing with Josh Allen. Even this game coming up, if you have a chance to run the clock out as much as possible, you do that. You do not put the ball back in Josh Allen's hands in hope that you can win that game.
Man.
What'd you think?
Well, my number one takeaway, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because I already know how it's going to come off because everyone knows I love Josh.
That's your boo.
The guy's just a warrior.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to kill him. You're going to have to kill him.
Well, he's limping into this game.
He really is. and that, I think, man, you cannot overstate this advantage for the Broncos. The Bills coming into Denver on the shortest rest you can possibly have before a playoff game, and the Broncos having the most rest that you could possibly have before a playoff game. But it looked like that guy broke his fingers. He was evaluated for a concussion. His knee bent sideways, and there he was leading the game-winning drive, and the Bills were winning their first road playoff game since Bill Clinton had just been elected president for the first time back in 1992. So, yeah, I mean, it's like Bo Nix is going to have to play really well. And I think that outside of, and we'll talk about the coach head-to-head and the quarterback head-to-head here throughout the week, but if I were to just identify in advance, like an advanced scouting report, I think the number one element for the Broncos is to figure out this run game against a Bills team who is bottom 5 this year in stopping the run.
Well, see, Zach, this is where there's an issue. You can't just turn it on and say, okay, like this is the game where we're going to run the ball and we're going to have success. It has to be built over time. Now, I will say this. The Denver Broncos did a hell of a job during camp of running that ball. We were there, Z. They were running the ball every single day, whether it was inside drill, outside drill, right? They were doing everything to get this run game going, but they had J.K. Dobbins. Now you're relying on a young rookie running back who we don't even know if he's hit the rookie wall yet. But you're expecting him to go in the game and move the change for you. Jaleel McLaughlin, who's been on the practice squad pretty much. I know he's been on the active roster, but he's been doing practice squad duty because they didn't have a space for him at the moment. So you're going into this game relying on two running backs that you probably really don't want to rely on, telling them to step up against a team that's been there and done that. So for me, it's like it's going to have to be more than just the running backs and the offensive line. It's going to have to be Bo Nix and what he can bring to the table. Bo, do you sit there with the time rhythm processing? Yes, if it's there, you do that. But if there's a lane open early, set the tone. Pick up that first down. Pick up the 15 yards. Force the Bills to have to come up in the pocket or force to come up in the box to stop the run. Force the Buffalo Bills to have you on their mind saying, okay, he's a dual threat type of quarterback, because that's what he was coming out of college or coming from high school to college, was a dual threat quarterback. Number one, actually dual threat quarterback going into college.
That's right.
Like, be that guy, because now it's not about the sexy stats. It's about the win. Do whatever you can to pick up the first down, and that's going to be with his legs to help this run game out.
Yeah, it's going to be such an emphasis, and it has been an emphasis from Sean Payton here the last 3 weeks of the year. You have to run more. And I'll just tell you, I was talking with Dante about it off the air. Like, soon as that rushing prop for Bo Nix pops, I'm going over. He's going to have to. He's going to have to, and he knows it. He knows it. One thing that I'll mention here, and we'll likely get into more detail on some of this stuff throughout the week, but the one area that Jacksonville was able to gash Buffalo repeatedly yesterday was popping runs to the outside.
Yeah.
And just getting to the edge. And Buffalo really, really struggled with that. When they tried to run it between the tackles, they didn't have as much success. But, man, you saw, like, tosses and stuff. Yeah. And so, like, if you're Sean Payton, you got to be looking at that like, hey, Harvey, he likes to pop it to the outside anyway, where 69% of his runs at Central Florida came by bouncing it to the outside.
And Sean likes to toss the ball.
He does, and I think that's going to be a big part. Someone like Jaleel getting that toss, going to the outside, there's opportunities to make hay on that Bills defense, because if you were highlighting the one real weakness within the defense, which isn't as strong in general anyway, it's the run defense. Got to take advantage of that.
The Bills, they want you to throw the football. They want the turnovers. They're going to play a type of zone where they're going to keep everything in front of them, watch the quarterback's eyes, and hope for maybe a tip pass or Bo Nix makes a bad decision, which Bo Nix has done in the past.
Sure.
The Jacksonville Jaguars game, bad decision. You throw into zone coverage where he's double covered, and now you have a interception, and now you're not coming back in that game. So for Bo Nix, all right, boring is good. If you can methodically go down the field, you do that. Take away Josh Allen by having him sit there on the bench. Have these long drives, but this time, you have to do something in the red zone.
Yeah.
You have to score touchdowns. It can't just be field goals and you think that you're going to beat the Bills by scoring field goals. It's not the Houston Texans. This is the Buffalo Bills and a quarterback that will drive down the field with 2 minutes left in the game and win it for his team. So methodically go down the field, make smart decisions, and get in that end zone. 10 toes down in the end zone. That's how you can beat the Buffalo Bills.
Well, man, it's going to be a fascinating matchup. There's probably going to be, 35 million people watching this game. I mean, this is a big boy game.
Big boy one.
There's no question about it.
Put your big boy pants on, Z.
Yeah, man, oh man. All types of reaction on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Is this game, if the Broncos don't win this game, because you and I'm circling back to a conversation we would have like during the season.
Yeah.
You're like, it's about the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl or bust, baby.
So if for some reason, by hook or by crook, the Broncos don't win this game, you're looking at this season as a failure?
14-3. Found ways to win the games. You got the number one seed, and it was tough to get there, but you got there.
Totally.
17 days of rest. Sean Payton, who has been there and done that. I like the stat you bring up. It's hard for me to follow you sometimes. What's the stat with Sean Payton when it comes to the bye week?
Yeah, a Sean Payton coming off the first round bye has happened 4 times, and he's 4-0, and the average score in those games is 31-17.
I hope you guys listen to that because that's important. So you have a coach that knows what he's doing during bye weeks, a coach that knows how to win games. He knows how to get to the big one. Bo Nix, who a long time ago said that he's a franchise quarterback. So if they go into this game with a Buffalo Bills team that's banged up, and they only have 6 days to get ready for the Denver Broncos, and we lose it at home where we're 8-1, that's an issue. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, okay, like it's a bust of a year, but that's a low blow because it's so hard to get here.
Right.
And Sean Payton said it best a year ago, where he said it's not like you just keep going where you left off. You have to turn the puzzle pieces over and kind of redo it. So now we have to go through camp, or you got to go through the draft, then you have to go through OTAs, then camp, then preseason, then you got to go to the regular season all over again. But we're here right now. 2 games left and we can be in the Super Bowl. They have to win, Zach. They have everything in front of them and they have the advantage, and they can't lose to the Buffalo Bills who are banged up.
Man, oh man, oh man. When you frame it like that, because, I think 2 things can be true at the same time. I think that the Broncos can go win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
But also, it feels like they're almost ahead of schedule again, but there's no, like, the way that windows work in sports, like, there's no promise or guarantee that you're ever going to be back.
Think about it. Think about the quarterbacks that are in the AFC that you have to face. There's no Patrick Mahomes. All right, there's no Joe Burrow. Even Lamar Jackson. All right, none of them are in there anymore. You have Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers are the 2 quarterbacks that have had the most success. Other than that, everybody else is kind of dead even. This is your moment. This is your time. Defense, we don't know what it's going to look like next year if Vance Joseph gets a head coaching gig.
That's true, too.
So, take advantage of what's in front of you. This is it. These are one-off games. Don't hold back. Sean, don't hold back. Do not hold back when it comes to Bo Nix either. Let it rip. We need to see who we have, right? If we all think he's a franchise quarterback, then you let him go. Don't put your hands on him. Just let him go.
And I wanna do a quick house cleaning thing. I mentioned earlier in the show that it was 17 days off. And I think you may have repeated it there. Yeah. It's 13 days off. Is that right, Dante?
Yeah, so they played on the 4th, January 4th, and then the game is January 17th, is Saturday.
Okay.
So that'd be 13.
Feels like 17 days.
It does feel like 17 days. Well, the bottom line, that's more than twice as many days off than the Bills will get. I mean, it is a meaningful edge. All right. It was the wildest wildcard weekend in the history of the NFL. We have a couple stats and facts that you'll be repeating to your friends coming up next.
After an action-packed wild card weekend, Bo Nix will go head-to-head with Josh Allen with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. Broncos country, the postseason has officially begun. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here, and I've got to tell you about one of the most unique spots anywhere, not just Colorado. It's the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial, literally one of my favorite places to be in the entire world. This place has award-winning food and drinks, and trust me, you have to try brunch. It's unreal. But what really sets it apart is that it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one in the world, and it's right here in Centennial, Colorado. And don't get it twisted. This place isn't just for hoopers. Even if you never touch a basketball, it's an awesome spot to eat, drink, hang out, and catch the game. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a full court lounge, seating area, music, TVs, and more. It's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just an upgraded night out. It's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in the state. Every single day from 7 p.m. to close. Guys, you can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial, or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, this place is a slam dunk.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastory at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger. But your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
You'd love new windows, but don't want to pay a fortune for them. I get it. Well, January is a great time of year thanks to Window Nation. Right now, they're more affordable during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And ask how you could get a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. If you're feeling cold drafts, have trouble getting your windows open or closed, or paying a lot for your heat, it's time for new windows. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Visit windownation.com now.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Member Week is on at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off hundreds of items like appliances, home essentials, decor, and more. Perfect for your January reset. Plus, earn 5 times the points on an eligible purchase. Shop member deals in-store and online from January 8th to the 14th. Still not a member? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Get a double dose of Division I basketball action on Saturday, January 24th at the University of Denver. Tip off the day at 11 a.m. as the DU women host ORU, followed by the men at 2 p.m. versus North Dakota. It will be a Saturday of nonstop action in Hamilton Gym. Join us for Denver basketball. Get your tickets today online at DenverPioneers.com.
At Uline,
The prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan brought to you by Flanagan Law.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here on a Monday, man. Really appreciate all the interactions on the RamosLaw.com text line. I'm not going to be able to get back to everyone, or really not even half of the folks, but we just appreciate you guys so much. And even the ones who can't stand me and are texting in and letting me know about it. It's all good. You know, at the end of the day, it's sports.
That's what it's all about.
Sports.
But I will say this is a huge game. A rematch with the Buffalo Bills, but this time, they're in our house. Are we going to sit there and let Joshua Allen come into our house, take our food, mess with our kids, trying to take our wife? Oh, no.
Someone's wife is getting taken.
It's Josh. You see, he's about to have a kid. He got a superstar wife. Like, no, we're not doing that. He's not kicking my door down.
What was your favorite game of the weekend?
Favorite game of the week, I would have to say, was the Bears-Packers game. Now, I would be lying to you if I didn't think that the Bears were losing that game.
Come on.
So I turned it. But then when I started to look at Twitter and it was like, hey, you know, Caleb Williams, some things are going on. Like, you have to turn back, right? I turned back and I'm all in. And it's like, wow, Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, two guys that I didn't think were going to do the things that they did in their first year. They were able to beat the Packers. I like that game. That was my favorite game.
That game was nuts. I mean, goodness gracious. Bears win their first playoff game since 2010. Score was 21-3 at halftime.
Yeah.
And man, they outscored the Packers 28-6 in the second half. It's the largest comeback win in the history of the Bears. Man. Caleb Williams, dude. Only Kurt Warner back in 1999 had a game like that in his playoff debut of over 350 passing yards and win the game. And that throw that he had on 4th and 8 down the left sideline across his body was the prodigy-esque arm talent that we've been hearing about him since he was in high school.
And you know what, Zach? The true reason why the Green Bay Packers lost that game.
Oh, my God, I know what you're going to say.
Brendan McManus.
Oh, my God.
B-Mac, what in the world are you doing?
Oh, my God.
I'm surprised they let him on the plane, truly. And I'm surprised that we didn't get a notification say, hey, they released Brendan McManus. Now, I don't know his contract situation. Maybe it's expired, all that good stuff. But you don't get into a big-time game with the kicker who, by the way, helped us get to a Super Bowl.
It's true.
So it's not like he doesn't have the experience, and you botched two kicks. That's crazy.
Dude,
crazy work.
Did you say 2 kicks?
It was 4, right?
It was 3.
It was 3.
3. He missed a 55-yard field goal at the end of the first half. He missed an extra point that would have put Green Bay up 12 with 6:36 remaining in the game. And then he missed a 44-yard field goal that would have put the Packers up 6 with about 2.5 minutes to play. Man, he might be public enemy number 1 right now in Wisconsin. I mean, that was I'm just not accustomed to seeing that from Brandon McManus. It felt like the Panthers were going to upset the Rams. The Rams score the game-winning touchdown with 37 seconds left to Cody Parkinson, of all people, in a comeback win. There were 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter of that game. That's tied for the most lead changes in a fourth quarter of a playoff game ever.
Zach, you know, we got to put a little respect on Bryce Young's name now. He went in there. He had some really good throws, had a chance to win the game, but Matthew Stafford, this is why you don't put the ball back in good quarterbacks' hands. Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, they are going to make you pay. They know how to methodically go down the field in 2 minutes. That's why you do 2-minute drill in practice. That's why the quarterbacks who are able to have success in 2-minute drill get paid the big bucks because of what Matthew Stafford was able to do. And then the throw where nobody else was going to catch that ball but that receiver. Like, that's big time. A big-time throw in a big-time game, and that's why you have a quarterback that has won a Super Bowl before. Experience matters.
Man, listen to the following stats. This is crazy, okay? And this is what I meant by, hey, you may be repeating this to your friends. So the wild card round, which isn't over yet, okay? Keep that in mind. The wild card round had 4 games decided by fewer than 5 points. That is the most ever in any wild card round. But 4 of the 5 wildcard games so far this weekend have featured a team win who was trailing with less than 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That already sets a record for the most such games in a single postseason all time. And I know people are busy and maybe a little bit unfocused. I'm going to say that one more time. 4 of the 5 games that we saw featured a team win who was trailing with less than 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Already has set the record for most such games in a single postseason ever, and there's still a wild card game left, let alone a divisional round and the title game round and the Super Bowl. Here's another one for you. There have been 12 fourth quarter lead changes in this weekend's wild card games. 12 fourth quarter lead changes. Already the most fourth quarter lead changes in a single postseason all time.
No, this is fun football. This is playoff football. Players running around for their life, their livelihood, trying to get to that Super Bowl. Okay, quarterbacks that know that they have to do their job when it matters the most. And this is why maybe, just maybe for the Denver Broncos, it's a good thing. Where you have a situation where you've played in 11 one-score games, won 9 consecutive comeback victories, 8-1 at home. I mean, these are going to be tough games. They're going to be tight, close games. And it's going to come down to maybe a field goal or maybe a Bo Nix driving down the field to set up for that game-winning touchdown pass or touchdown run, whatever you want to call it.
Man, oh, man, oh, man. And then the Eagles. Huh.
Fly, Eagles, fly. You're going to Cancun.
Die, Eagles, die.
Yeah.
And that's what happened yesterday. I mean, goodness gracious. That entire operation, even though they just won the Super Bowl last year, everything should be under review with that team right now.
Seems just toxic over there.
It does.
Truly.
It does.
From the receivers to the quarterbacks to the coaching staff, it just seems a little off.
It does. The Niners in that win, I mean, what a resilient group. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, hats off. What he has done with that group with all the injuries that they faced is remarkable, Phil.
I mean, it's tough. Brock Purdy, too. Put some respect on Brock Purdy's name. Christian McCaffrey. Okay, you talk about an Iron Man. He finds a way to stay healthy for a full season. Over 400 touches.
Wow.
Over 100 yards or 100 receiving receptions. And then, of course, over 300 touches on the ground. I mean, that's hard to do. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that can do it. And then, of course, just finding creativity. Kyle Shanahan finding creativity to set up for these touchdowns in the red zone. That's what it's about. Can you score touchdowns in the red zone?
Man, oh man, Purdy led his 4th career game-winning drive in the fourth quarter or overtime in the postseason. He broke a tie with himself and Joe Montana for the most in 49ers playoff history. Think about it, like Brock Purdy passing Joe Montana in fourth quarter comeback postseason wins. Goodness gracious. And by the way, we talk about this stuff. Like if you finish +1 in the turnover margin,
yeah,
right, and just how much that swings games throughout the course of NFL history, Philly was +2 and had 65 more rushing yards than the Niners and still lost. So, yeah, and then last night, Herbert got his brains bashed in by the New England Patriots, who, goodness gracious, that defense was flying around. That was the first Patriots playoff win since Tom Brady. The Chargers have now lost 4 postseason games in a row, tying the most consecutive postseason losses in their team's history. Fewest points scored in a playoff game since Baltimore could only muster 3 in the 2020 divisional round at Buffalo. And Herbert and Jim Harbaugh have combined for 1 postseason touchdown in the last 2 postseason games. 22 offensive drives, they have mustered 1 touchdown.
Come on, Herbert.
And Herbert's career playoff passer rating, which is about 64, is over 30 points lower than his career regular season passer rating. I don't think it was all on him.
Yeah, I I felt sorry for Justin Herbert in a way. I mean, he was running for his life, and he didn't have time to set up and throw. Now, that's his problem, not anybody else's. But, yeah, man, I mean, he's just a shell of himself when he gets to the playoffs. But it's not just him. It's Harbaugh, too, right now.
Yeah, and it's a team sport.
It's a team sport.
It's a team sport, and they could not protect. Okay, what did we learn today in Denver sports, and what are we expecting tonight in the final wildcard matchup? That's next.
The Broncos and Bills will meet in the playoffs once again. As the top dogs in the AFC, will Denver avenge its blowout loss to Buffalo from a season ago? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about the new year and New Year's resolutions, okay? And for many of us, it's a time to, make some positive changes in our life. But if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and you're tired of the frustration ED causes, you need to call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, because there isn't a better resolution than you can make than to be done with ED. Guys, ED is a medical condition, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments with success rates well over 90%, all right? A Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade, so they're not new. They're experienced. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men just like you. So I hate to break it to you, you're not that special. ED is actually pretty common. So schedule a consult with them today. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. Guys, it's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. So call them. Stop living with ED. 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
What's up, guys? You need healthy options you'll actually crave? HelloFresh brings the flavor with homemade meals that are wholesome, fresh, and always hit the spot. Turn fresh, balanced ingredients into home-cooked meals that are easy to make and taste great. Keep your health on track with GLP-1 friendly options and high-protein meals packed with over 30 grams of protein. My lady is always telling me how I need more protein in my life. From udon soup to hearty chicken pastas, enjoy mouth-watering dishes that spice up your weeknights. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus, because nothing hits like home cooking.
I'm Rob Wilhite. A car accident can change everything in a moment. For almost 50 years, my firm has gone up against insurers and won over $1 billion for our clients. If you were hit, don't wait. Evidence fades, witnesses disappear, and the insurance companies know that. We move fast, you should too. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or go to WillHiteWins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or WillHiteWins.com. We're here for Coloradans when it matters most. The Wilhite Law Firm, Colorado Strong. WillHiteWins.com.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry is Colorado's largest watch repair center. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew. We service all major brands, factory authorized for Tag Heuer, Cartier, Omega, Breitling, Panerai, and IWC. We service Rolex and many more. Our on-site watchmakers are Wolfstep, SADA, and CW21 Swiss certified. With up-to-date factory training, our watchmakers can handle any of your watch repair needs. Matthews, we have time for you.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry in the Highlands Ranch Town Center and online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Brandon Stokely here for Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Monday. Interesting show. Flew by. Appreciate you guys being with us here on a Monday. It's going to be a really fun week.
Man, Z, you might be a little stressed out here.
I am a little bit stressed.
I can tell. Look at the beard. The mustache. What's going on?
Hey, real quick, show vote. Should I keep the facial hair or not? I've never grown facial hair in my life until this last week and a half. And I actually just put a poll out on Instagram. Let the people decide the fate of my face.
Ooh.
What do you guys think? Keep it?
I say keep it.
Drew?
I think you should keep it, but I'm also kind of intrigued as to what a beard would look like instead of just the mustache.
I can't grow a beard.
Not at all.
No.
Wow.
No, I have I have my grandfather's like Mexican like features in that way, and like a lot of Mexicans can't grow like a full. Now some can. My Uncle Carl can. Yeah. He's Mexican as hell, but my grandfather just could never grow hair on the side of his face.
Okay.
And I sort of have that affliction, so I can get it going in the upper lip and in the chin. But that's about it. So
yeah.
you
I think you keep it for now.
Keep it for now.
For now.
DG, do you feel threatened by my mustache?
Yeah, I thought the mustache was my thing. No, I do not feel threatened. I think I'm good on that one. No, I like it though. I think it looks all right. I keep it going for a little longer.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what the vote ultimately is on Instagram. Go hit me up. Just type my name. It comes right up. Okay. What did we learn today in Denver sports? Oh, one of the things that we learned that I thought was interesting is that Drew Sanders was activated over the weekend, opening up his 21-day window, to come off IR. We haven't talked about Drew Sanders a lot.
I haven't talked about him since camp.
I mean,
the beginning of camp.
So he hurt his foot, but Sean was optimistic at the time. It was like 6 weeks was the deal. And that was in August. And here we are in, it's a new year. Do you think we see Drew Sanders?
Unless there's a bunch of injuries that we do not know about when it comes to the linebacker position, which, by the way, there could be. I'm expecting Dre Greenlaw to come back. Reed should be back in the mix. Justice Cernat is going to be healthy. Alex Singleton is going to be healthy. So for me, for Drew Sanders, who has kind of moved around from a linebacker to a pass rusher, back to a linebacker, I don't think that you're going to use him in the playoffs when you haven't even seen what he looks like playing in a regular season game, or better yet, let's just say playing in a preseason game. Like, it's been a long time since Drew Sanders has played some football, and he's dealing with something that he dealt with last year, which is the injury bug. So no, Z, I do not think we're going to see Drew Sanders anytime soon.
All right. We're still waiting to hear the kickoff time for Broncos.
Yeah.
I never asked you, what you want the game at night on Saturday?
Give me the nighttime game, just the atmosphere. As a player, you love to play at night. It's like Monday Night Football, right? Like everybody is going to be there. The lights are going to shine the brightest. And what do? You're going to be the only ones probably on TV. Now, maybe there's another playoff game going on, but, like, everybody is waiting for you. So give us the nighttime game, the atmosphere. It's just a spooky time, and it's a time where you get loud, rowdy, make it hard for Josh to hear his play count, make it hard for Josh to want to concentrate and move the ball down the field. Give me a night game.
Man, if I'm going, I would want it in the day because it's going to be a nice day.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm actually, you know, we talked about this last week, is that I'm actually thankful from a Broncos perspective that it's going to be a nice day, because if it wasn't, and it was one of these days where, hey, the temperature dropped and it's going to be 19 degrees, Buffalo's used to that.
Yep.
Denver is not. Every kickoff of the entire season, and I can't believe this is true, every kickoff has been above 60 degrees.
It's been perfect. It's been perfect weather. We found ways to win games we weren't supposed to win. We had the comebacks. All right, we're 8-1 here at home. I mean, what more do you want? What more are you asking for? And you're the number one seed, so you got the time to just rest. 13 days to sit there, rest, get your mind right. I mean, life is good for the Denver Broncos. They have to take advantage of it now.
There's no question about it, man. This week is going to be a fun one, all right, because I can tell you, you know, and obviously we've talked about it twice this afternoon, and, you know, my own personal stuff with this week. But I know the Bills pretty good.
Yeah.
And no one's going to cover this matchup like we are this week on The Drive. So I can't wait. Tomorrow, James Palmer, who normally joins us over the phone, is going to be in studio at 4:45 for that consecutive 40 minutes of commercial-free sports talk, so you're not going to want to miss that. It is going to be a hilariously fun day. We already have some great stuff lined up, and I can't wait to be here back tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Let's get it.
All right, everyone have a great rest of your evening. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight with Mike Rice and Dante Gomez coming up next.
After an action-packed Wildcard weekend, Bo Nix will go head-to-head with Josh Allen with a trip to the AFC Championship on the line. Broncos country, the postseason has officially begun. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I'll put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
If the power goes out in the middle of winter, do you have a way to stay warm? If not, you need the Vesta off-grid space heater from My Patriot Supply. It's compact, safe to use indoors, and best of all, it doesn't need electricity. Right now, you can get a free Vesta and other bonus gifts when you order the Winter Survival Kit from My Patriot Supply. Just go to mypatriotsupply.com to see everything included. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation. $250